Well, hail, hail. Welcome to the Homeboys. As you can tell, I am Jason McKenna, and I don't know fucking Nacon's name. How he's doing, lads? So, first of all, I'll go round the tables. I've got Longers. Liam, how are you? And Rodman.
I'm very well, my friend. How are you?
Aye, tip top, mate. Tip top.
Good to have you back.
It's a bit mad doing this without seeing myself. Do you know what I mean? So I'm a bit disorientated. We've got I bucked your ma. I presume that's Mr. Flynn in Belfast. Marty boy, how are you? And the returning hero with stories to tell and a big fat belly, Mr. Jason Higgins out in Wishaw. How are you, brah?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fucking tip top. Everybody's happy in Celtic land, aren't they?
Yo!
Good days. Happy days.
Right, so when was the last time we spoke? Last weekend, and we've known the game since, so we just want to talk about
Just get back over that game again.
Did you talk about the Huns again? Aye, brilliant.
No.
So we'll come to you straight away, Jason, right? So you want to tell everybody you were away a wee holiday with the good lady, and you can tell us where you're going, but you were away for the game as well. So tell us your tales.
I watched the game in the Bilbao CSC with all the boys there, and it was fucking brilliant. The place was absolutely bouncing. And Tony that runs the club, I mean, he's done some job, and there must have been maybe 30 or 40 in it. And only like a few of his regulars, people that were there on holiday, etc. Quite a few folk from Belfast, quite a few folk had travelled as well outside the Basque Country to come in and watch the game. So it was absolutely brilliant. And just obviously everybody was buzzing.
Have you watched games in there before?
Never. No, I've been in there before. We were in after they put a band on for us after we went to the Derby, the Athletic Real Sociedad game. So I've been in the pub a rake of times before, but never to watch a game. So that was the first time. It was absolutely brilliant. So I would thoroughly recommend anybody that's in Bilbao or the surrounding areas of Celtic's playing, make your way to Plaza Nueve at Barnagresco, and you'll be welcomed warmly. And it was absolutely fantastic. Just what a bar it is as well. I mean, the full place. I mean, glass of wine, fucking €1.80. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible. And the best food you can ever imagine eating. You know, just the place is absolutely amazing. But me and Linda got up early in the morning. So the Saturday I was at the Athletic Club game against Atletico Madrid. It's pity's in the picture. Me and Linda went out in the morning and met my mates that had travelled to, they live in Mendaca. It's a wee village in the Basque Country, maybe about 40 minutes from Bilbao. So they'd travelled in for there. So I met them. We went for some pinchos. But Eusebia had explained to me, right, and I didn't really know what he was talking about, right? Because I'm looking at the stadium and the stadium's jam-packed. And he says, everybody in Bilbao's on their holidays. And I'm like, but how can they be on their holidays and still go to the game? But then you realise they all just go to the coast. So they all go to their holidays like 40 minutes away from Bilbao. And what they all do is drive down to the game, go to the game, then go back to their holidays. So see how, Liam, you were at the Derby and the streets were absolutely rammed, right?
Yeah.
He said to me, it's not going to be like that. And it wasn't like that. It was empty. It was like, it was unbelievable. It was like in a parallel universe. I mean, there was people in the bars and that having a few drinks before the game, but nothing like any game I've been to San Mamés was like before. Unbelievable. And plus the fact, biblical rain come on just before the game. Linda came down to the pub to get me. Fucking hell, she was like a drowned rat. Oh my God. The rain over there, you've not seen anything like it. But it's like being in Thailand or that, though, in Southeast Asia, when the rain comes on, it's like that. And, oh, man. So we get into the game, and Linda is soaking and freezing. She left at half-time. She's like, how do you get back to the hotel? But it was surreal. So we were in the boozer for watching the Celtic game, and there was a couple for Glasgow. And I said to him, did you go to the game yesterday? He says, aye. He says, it's very quiet. There's not really much atmosphere. I says, that's unbelievable. And Eusebio says, see any game around about August, he says, the stadium's mob, total sold out, but outside the ground, it's just not the same because everybody's on their holidays. So it was kind of weird. But I went to their game. It was a good game, but they should have won. They got a goal disallowed, and then they lost a goal in the last minute, which was an absolute gutter. And the Atletico Madrid fans were going bonkers. So we went outside the ground, and nothing like the derby, Liam. So we're outside the ground, having a few beers in the bars just in the vicinity of the stadium. And then about an hour later, they let the Atletico Madrid fans out. Oh my God, you're actually chaos. Mental. Police protecting them and folk attacking them to left, right and centre. Wee guy come running at the police chased them all into the boozer that we were on. Wee guy come running and you want to see the size of his eye, man. The police had just took a truncheon right off him. But I wouldn't have liked to see it the next day. But it was hairy because I think quite a few of that Ferenti mob for Atletico, I don't think they came as like a full mob, but I think quite a few of them were in the stadium. And at the end of the game, they were pulling out the Spanish flags and getting it louder. And obviously the bastard, they take too kindly to that. So I think a lot of them were waiting outside the ground. And you know yourself, where the stadium is, it's like in an island. When they get them out, their away section is at the bit where all the bars are. So they've kind of brung them out. And I wasn't even looking for it. I wasn't even expecting them. We're just having a beer. And then the next thing, the police sirens went, and I just looked to her, and you just seen all the crowds running at the big empty bit where they were trying to get the Atletico Madrid fans out. It was fucking chaos. But we just got offside into the pub, and that was it. But
how many fans were there, Tyson? How many away fans were there at the game?
The full away section, so I don't know, maybe about 1,500 or something.
Right, okay, that's a good number.
But the thing was, see, like walking to the game, there was like families of Atletico Madrid fans and that. They were absolutely fine. And there was some that was sitting in the athletic section with their kids and that. And nobody said boo to them. You know, they were all right. But I think if you go en masse and you give it large, then you'll get trouble. You know, I think if you go there just to enjoy the game and just enjoy your day out, you won't get any trouble at all. But at the end, they were getting it large. With all the Zeke Kyles and everything like that. And it was... I was saying to myself, I don't think we use walking out here. And then it came to pass. I didn't think the athletic fans would have been like that, but oh my God, they were en masse waiting them coming out and everything, and it got right hairy. But me and Tony and John and all, we were up so you could look down at it, but then the police charged all the athletic fans and they all come running up to us, and the next thing everybody's piling in the bars. And the police were taking their prisoners, but so that was that. But I had a great day and whatever, and obviously the game was a bit of a downer. But then the next day, we were there for 14 days in the Basque Country, and it must have pitched down for 11 of them. I'm no kidding. And do you know, you say to yourself, you know what the weather's like there, right? But it was only since I was there that I actually fucking realised. See the Basque Country. Do you know they've got 5 mountains bigger than Ben Nevis? And they've got about another 4 or 5 that's the same size as Ben Nevis. They fucking won it rains all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's unreal. It's like mountains everywhere because we were going to rural places on the coast and everything. And me and Linda went to the coast for 3 days. It was absolutely stunning. And you were lying on the beach, right? And you're looking out into the sea and it's just clear blue skies. And you're looking right above you where the sun is, and there's just fucking clouds everywhere because there's mountains behind you. It's obviously, you know, it's just a mad climate that they've got, and it's obviously because of all the mountains, you know. So, cause you know yourself, if you go up to Ben Nevis or you go up and about there, you could be leaving to go up Ben Nevis and it's total sunshine, and then you can get halfway up the mountain and you can't see for clouds or anything, you know, because obviously mountains bring their own kind of weather front, so that's your Basque Country for you. Aye, unbelievable. But so me and Linda, we walked to the old town. It was a scorcher in the morning, and then we get to Barnagresco, and it's starting to fill right up for the game. And then by the time the game kicked off, it was mobbed. Everybody standing outside, and there was a load of athletic fans coming in as well. What's going on here? And they all get into it, and I buzzing. But the first 10 minutes, you were, when they say panicking, but you're saying what's going on here, because they were kind of well up for it. you know, and it looked as if maybe they had a bit of a game plan that was potentially going to work, but they kind of ran out of steam quickly. And not many people have been talking about the offside goal. I think that was onside. See you see it again. See where they've took that still. It looked as if the ball had already left his foot. You know, I don't know. It was very, very marginal. I think there was every chance it was onside, but it didn't matter in the end. We got the goal and we just went on and fucking hell. Maeda, man, how good he? And then McGregor's goal and Kyogo's the goalie was a fucking joke, but at the end of the day, Kyogo hits the target and does what he's paid to do, you know, and it was in the net. But it was 3-0 going on, 7 or 8-0. It was an absolute rout and happy days. Aye, buzzing. And the place was absolutely jumped after. It was amazing.
Did many of your mates come down and watch the game with you?
There was a few, but Eusebio and all that were on holiday.
Right.
They'd gave me their season tickets, so they were up the coast. But I knew loads of boys in it, and quite a few of them come in. And I was buzzing. There was actually a guy from Belfast come in, Damien Rice or something. I think his name was Marty. Can't remember the boy's name, but he lived in Brisbane, Australia. What's that?
Right.
No, not really.
The singer, Damien Rice.
No. I can't mind the boy's name. God, fuck. But anyway, he came in. Him and his wife and 2 kids. The wife was from Belfast as well, but they lived in Brisbane for a few years. And he was coming back to Belfast, and he'd never been to the Basque Country, and he was dying to go. And they had just arrived like 20 minutes before the game, dragged the kids out to the boozer. And I was like, that's fucking real.
Proper order.
Aye, he's loving it. And it was just fantastic. There was a guy there for one of the CSCs in Valencia. He was doing the Camino, the walk. He'd come in, and there was a couple for Glasgow. They were just on holiday. Then another couple, his wife was for somewhere in the south, Ireland, and he'd a bit of like a Stirlingshire or Fife accent or whatever. And another couple of Scottish guys, and then there was a guy from Belfast that lived there in Santander for a few years. He'd made his way there. Then Tony's mate Ryan, who's a school teacher, he lives just across the border in Spain, near Castro, where my mate's got a place. He'd made it there, and it was mobbed, and there was a good few Basques in as well watching it. The place was jumping, and it was a right good atmosphere to watch it, and the sun was splitting the trees, and just happy days. Just gutted I wasn't there, you know. It's all right watching it abroad, but when you see the performance like that, it's a bit of a sickener. It was just actually the day I watched that video that Joe shared. Was it that Dutch guy that goes to all the derbies, and he took the young lad that didn't have a ticket.
Right,
he got him in the Groundhopper guy. That video was amazing, man. How good was that? The wee guy. He couldn't make the games anymore. He made a terror in Celtic to win 3-0 as well, won 330 quid or something. It was absolutely brilliant, man. Superb. I just thought it was an amazing Celtic performance, and go to give Brendan Rodgers his due. He's got that team flying now, and that's his team. There should be no talk about Ange Postecoglou any longer, because this team's kind of gone places. And we've got to say as well, we were all worrying about the transfer window, about the signings coming in, but I think they've done us proud, the players that they've got in. And with the young boy Engels, that's the kind of player we would be looking to sign, isn't it? You know, young guy, paying heavy dough for him, with a great potential, and in a couple of years' time, you'd hopefully shovel him on for all sorts of millions. But sad to see Matt O'Reilly getting an injury as well. You know, when he left, that was a crying shame, because he was a great servant to us, and wish him all the best. But no, it's been a great couple of weeks in Celtic land, and just long may it continue.
Absolutely. Scott, you went on last time. What was your day like for the game?
For the Rangers game? Let me think. Fuck me, that was fucking ages ago, mate.
I know.
Christ, you fuck that one on me. You can fucking send me a wee message next time.
Any cans on the bench in random places, or?
Well, I had a wee... No.
Sorry, mate. I went to put Sports Scene on there to watch it back again. It's already been deleted, because it's more than 2 weeks ago. I'm like, for fuck's sake. know.
No, so let me think. So we had a pod on a Friday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we done a pod on a Friday, right? And I had a bevy on the Friday. And then on the Saturday, I went up to see St Rocks, and St Rocks won 1-0. And the sun was splitting the sky.
That's right.
And I went home and I made pizzas and I had a few bevies that night. And I got up the next day and my mate came round and we started them. And I got a wee carry out and I'd done it. I planked a carry out and I walked back through the hingy afterwards. Got my carry out and walked back. I met the Hawk. I had a couple of tickets for the Hawk and his pal. I think Nuji, is that his name, Marty?
Aye.
Nuji, what a guy. I met him and his bra beforehand. Two top guys, maniacs. And I was with the Hawk. So I ended up just gave my mate my ticket and I stood with him. And so I was in the Lisbon Lion lower. I was 6 or 7 rows for the front, just to the left of the goal. So where Kyogo's scoring, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good.
So it was brilliant, man. It was a great day. I didn't see. You know, the ironic thing is, I didn't think Celtic were blindingly good. Right? I mean, the Huns definitely shot the bed, but we just look like a team so confident in ourselves, so confident in what we're doing, so content that had they have maybe sneaked a lead, I would still have been confident in the team to bring it back and fucking and do the job that day. I think they went into that game supremely confident in their own selves and confident with the guys around them. Like I says, we never beat them because we were fucking amazing. We beat them because we were just simple. We are just better than them. And then once we come to see our next 2 games, if we've got that same attitude and mindset, we should be talking in a week's time about one of the best starts we've ever had. Because we look like such a confident team. And that's not me. Like I've said to you guys a million times, I generally go with cynicism and I look in the load just so to protect myself. But see, right now, you can't, man. You basically be telling lies to yourself if you look at Celtic and go, well, that's not right, and this isn't right, and that's right. Everybody looks to it. We're all fit for I mean, how many times, Jason, you and Marty, you often speak about CCV being fucking missing the big games. I mean, I don't want. I'm fucking touching my head there. Touch wood.
I've just done the same.
You know what I mean? But how many times have we get into these games, and the fact is, we've got a bench. I'm kind of all around the shop here because I'm thinking about next week without really wanting, because I know we'll come to it. But back to the Rangers game, I think we had 2 gears to go. I really do. I mean, Rangers. See, the problem that Rangers have got is people were bumming them up at a point where they shouldn't have been bummed up. See the Dynamo Kiev games? I watched Open Goal. I listened to Clyde, and they're kind of going, Rangers played really well against Dynamo Kiev, and I'm going, both teams were fucking dire. Absolutely dire. And yous were second best in both games to the point you get fucked out. You can blame the ref all you want. Yous were rotten. And don't get me wrong, they stepped up a wee bit. But see, as soon as Kyogo scored that goal and get chopped off, and by the way, see that goal never get chopped off, that's a goal for the ages. What an outstanding goal that was. And it's a kind of gutter that it never counted. But we controlled the game in every way. I mean, and again, this isn't me being big-headed. This isn't me being fucking... This is a fact of the matter of watching a game of football. We were so much better than them. And we beat them how many times last season out of 5? 4? We beat them 4 times out of 5. And we beat them by a goal each time. And this time, we looked. I mean, you're actually a wee bit gutted we never really, really bad, but I think we were so professional. We were so good. It was great to watch. It was a busting, a great day. So it was great day. Aye, so I don't know if I answered your question there, Liam.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. You've normally always got a story behind the days for the derby game. So there's not much.
So I went back to Chapman's. I was in Chapman's for one, and then I went. I need to go to this shithole, and then
You're loving it there. You're loving it.
I went to the Vogue and saw the fantastic Smithy. He played Michael Hatton for me, and I went up the road at a reasonable time to watch the game. I had her twice. She came in and then I end up sitting up to fucking 3 o'clock myself, texting people. Pure guilt.
Oh, we know. We know.
But I've no drank since.
Probably just as fucking well.
I wish I could say the same.
Yeah. 2 weeks, mate. Fuck me, that's.
Do you know what? Seeing the full 2 weeks. Seeing the full 2 weeks. I reckon I must have. There was a couple of places sold Guinness, or the odd pint of Guinness, just the odd one, and maybe 5 pints of Guinness over the space of 2 weeks. And I had lucky if I had 4 or 5 small beers over the space of 2 weeks. Just chackily that Basque white wine. Fucking hell. I can go down like water, man.
Oh, mate, you're going to fucking be having that gout, huh?
Aye, see, the thing is, you're eating as well. I was saying to Linda, I don't think I was drunk once in the holiday. She's like, oh, you were a couple of times. I don't think I was. Just like, you're going out and you're just having a wee wine with something to eat. Then you're stoating about going somewhere else, another wee wine with something to eat. You know, just kind of sociable, having a wee wine here and there. But we've done loads as well. We've fucking up 2 mountains. But we're on the go all the time and we're eating fucking some amount, you know. But no, I wouldn't say I was fucking over drinking, but
we said that, Jason, didn't we, back in January? You remember when we went in January and we were drinking all day, but it's like it's just halves in it all the time and halves with a big head on it. So you don't drink in the same way as you do back at home.
Nah, not at all. And it's not. And do you know what? Me and Linda, you had to get into the way they do it, right? Because they look at you as if you're odd. But see if you get into a pub and you like it, and you get up and get a second drink, they're looking at you as if you're half daft. Because every one of them, you go into a pub and it's empty, right? See 5 minutes later, there's 25 folk in it, and it's buzzing. Everybody's blaring away, and then 15, 20 minutes later, it's empty again. Because they all go in for one drink and then they'll move to the next place and they'll have one in there. And because they share the wealth, it's like a community thing. And you kind of need to go along with it because they look at you as if you've got 2 heads. See if you got to go a third drink in the place, like, what the fuck are you doing still here? Do you know what I mean? You're not going somewhere else. So you kind of need to get into that kind of way. And the culture they've got is unbelievable. I mean, you can only have boozer at 11 in the morning, 12 in the morning, just for something to eat or a coat. And all the old guys, man, are in with their glass of wine, just standing and shooting the breeze. And then they'll probably have 1 or 2 glasses of wine and go away a walk or something, or head home. You know, it's not a fucking dirty thing going out for a drink there.
Aye.
But, aye, class. But,
fantastic, mate. What were you, Flanagan?
Oh, sure, I gave him a rundown the last time. I was watching it in the home of Brendan Rodgers, Carnlough. But I totally agree with you. Like, we never got out of first gear. Not once, you know, we were totally, you know, played within ourselves, which is fair enough, you know. And they came out, they said it on here last week that me and Jason had been around during the years. I was saying that actually I thought Clement's tactics were right in what he was doing in previous times, which was kind of try and stop us scoring for as long as possible, try and tire us out, and then fling on as many forward players as you could and try and nick something. But this time, he fucking went for it from the word go, which probably shows how much pressure he's under, you know. So as soon as that goal went in, like, and whoever was saying it, I can't remember, but somebody was saying fucking that when you get an offside goal, that should, you know, that should spur the other team on. That should say, right, here's our chance, let's go. You know, that goes offside, here we go again. But that was the you know, that was the gates of hell opening for them. That was their collapse. And I actually said it to my cousin, I said it to our gym. In those first 10 minutes, I says, we're gonna come at these here, and it's going to put an end to this. If we get up anyway up the pitch, we're going to cut them open. they won't be able to do this press that they're trying. And like within fucking 10 minutes, it had come true. And then you were just sitting back. If Celtic had wanted to absolutely clatter them, it was easily done because they had their heads were down. You know what I mean? And it's rare that you get those kind of hammerings in this game. And we've all spoke about it. Like in recent years, there's times when Celtic really didn't go for the jugular, and this was just another one of them. You know, it was try and get out in one piece. No real issues, but we're not really the story, if you know what I mean. We're like everything's going right for us, but they're just in a total state of collapse. You know, if you listen to their podcasts or if you read their message boards or you listen to the phone-ins, they know what's coming. You know, they're just there's a state of psychosis has come down over them, and they might get the odd match here and there where they're playing well, or that Dessers scores a couple or something like that, but overall, they're really, really shaking themselves about Ibrox because they know they have a big, long UEFA or Europa League coming up. It's going to be hard. They have a small squad. They can't really cope with injuries. So they could be in fucking desperate nick come the next time we meet them. And it's at home. And it will turn, if we put any sort of performance on at Ibrox and we're any sort of stretch ahead in the league, that will get very, very ugly for them. They will, no opposition fans in the ground to focus on, so they will fucking focus on their team. And frankly, if Clement makes it that far, he'll be doing fucking well.
Nice one. I enjoyed that. I would listen to that again, Marty. Thanks for that, Paul.
You can subscribe to my newsletter.
But no, I mean, I don't really want to get deep dirty about the Mbam pots, do you know what I mean? But it does look fucking grim for him, doesn't it? But alas, I'm not here to fucking talk about that. So, would these want to move on to? Do you want to move on to Hearts, or have we got other things to chat about?
You and Liam give us both of you are heading to Dortmund, didn't you? Give us your
we can do that at the end. We can do that at the end.
Do that at the end.
We've got a couple of games.
Do Hearts then, and then we'll look ahead at the European stuff because you've done some of your 1-to-1s and stuff like that. So we can go out on that.
Right. Well, Liam, do you want to crack in about Hearts? Because I've got an opinion, and I'm really interested to what you guys think about the starting team.
Yeah. So in terms of Celtic, I wouldn't change anything in the starting 11. Maybe just Alistair Johnson if he's carrying any kind of niggle or a knock. I would just play. I think I talked about this on the last show. I'd play the same team if everyone's fit. Get them on, get the game won, and then do your usual 4 or 5 subs, and to roll into the game on Wednesday, and then for next weekend, I would give all the new players a run out next weekend, or anyone that needs a game. But for me, just keep it with a team that's playing really well just now. You can talk about bringing the record signing in, but McGregor's playing brilliant. Bernardo was excellent the last game, and Atati. He's probably the biggest playmaker we've got, and you want him to be on the top of his game, especially on the back of being away at Japan and not getting any time on the pitch the last fortnight. So I think you just want to keep that team together and then bring the subs on the hour as we do every time. So for me personally, I wouldn't change anything team wise.
Did you know? Did I dream it, or did you know put something in the chat that says Alistair Johnson was out for 4 weeks?
Well, I saw it on Twitter or somewhere, and that's where I'd shared it from Twitter. But I listened to the press conference today. He's back. He's been training and everything. So apparently, it's just a bit of a precaution he's had.
All right. Okay. Good news.
Yeah, good news.
What was I was listening to something, and they were saying I think it was Hamish this morning, and he was saying that he's done this in the past. It was a game before that he's felt it. And he's told the manager, right, you need to take me off. And I don't think it was official, but he's been saying to people, I'm not missing this Champions League. So he's kind of, because these games, even though it was against America and all that, they were friendlies, you know what I mean? So he was fucking taking the risk. So I think he will only want to be missing this weekend. But like you guys say, I think, Liam, I agree with everything you said. I think he's the only one. If he's saying that, I could fancy missing this one, so I'm right for then but I don't. like Celtic man here, 1888, and I've seen it on the huddle board, and a few of my mates have said, you don't sign a guy for 11 million not to start him. And I've been saying it since a couple of weeks. I think the jersey's Bernardo's.
Yep.
Engels has got to get it, and I dare say he will get it over time, but it's not dissimilar to the Ida thing.
Cool. I think as well, I think, sorry to carry on, Scott, I'll
no, crack on.
But I think as well, it's important. See if Engels was 27, 28, you know, a player who's had a great career and just at the top level already, then there probably is more pressure to get him in because he's not, you know, he's not coming to wait about. But this is still a young boy in relative terms. I know we paid a lot of money for him, so I'm absolutely fine with just breaking him in, giving him a few games. So, you know, I'm sure once he gets to start, if he's as good as people are talking about, then you know he'll get his way into the team anyway. But the manager's talked long and hard about how well this group's carried the effort and carried the burden for, you know, from pre-season right up until the transfer window ending, basically, because there's been very few signings. So I think he'll give those players a bit of time in the team still, and the others will have to fight their way in. But I'm sure they'll get a game, you know, on the weekend in the cup, next weekend in the cup, or all of them will get a start at the very least in that game, if not before.
Flynn.
Well,
what do you think? What would you do about the team for Hearts?
Team for Hearts play whoever the fuck will be saying.
I don't know. I think he might throw a wee curveball in. I don't know. But I wouldn't disagree with you guys. I would kind of keep it the way it is. And I think Bernardo's been excellent. And I know a load of people, this might not be the popular opinion, I know a lot of people are saying he isn't a direct replacement for Matt O'Reilly. I kind of think he is. I kind of think they play a kind of very similar type game. Not exactly the same, but as near as. And I really rate the guy. And I think he'll be a great player for us. But if you're paying 11 million for somebody, he's not going to be here just to warm the bench. But I would agree with you guys. He's got to earn the jersey. And if you're looking at the midfield...
The fact of the matter is, Jason, Fitbits know about 11 guys. And, no. I mean, it's not been about 11 guys for a long, long time. And yep. you remember last time, Brendan Rodgers at Celtic Park, he ran our best players into the deck, right? And it kind of took hindsight. McGregor was playing fucking X amount. Tierney was playing X amount. But Dembele played every game he was available. Do you know what I mean? And if we can get to a point where Engels is coming in because he's choking for a jersey, and then you've got Bernardo, who's fucking one bad game, he drops down, or Hatati's kind of maybe, I don't know. If we need to get the hunger in the squad, we need to get the hunger in the 16, the 18, so that 100%. Every guy that comes in is doing the job. I mean, like, see the new, I know there's a desperation to get rid of Scales after some people, but Scales shouldn't be losing his jersey the new. Definitely not. Scales has got the jersey. That last game against the Huns, Scales is magic. To the point, how the fuck Scales not getting a game for Ireland? No, I mean, that's just fucking wild. But Trusty's got to bide his time. And I think Engels, a great point was that you say if he was 27, maybe it would be a bit different. But the story goes, now again, this is kind of perceived fact, even though it's no, is that Engels was waiting till O'Reilly goes because he didn't want to hang about. He didn't want to come in with O'Reilly still about. Right? Don't know. It suits the narrative. But the fact of the matter is, Bernardo's a smashing player. Engels has just come off a season where he was kind of played left, right, back, up the front, down the line. He was on the bench and stuff like that. Engels knows how to fight for a jersey, and that's what he's going to have to do, and that's fucking brilliant for us. Brilliant, man.
Totally.
And he's on a long-term deal too, so it's
exactly, mate.
And the other thing is too, Jason, I think just you were talking about Bernardo there, but didn't he score for the under-21s during the week?
Yeah.
For Portugal, do you know what I mean? So that boy's fucking confidence is high. He's
a captain of that team. Think about that. We got the captain of Portugal. Portugal under 21s. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. And see if that wee Thiago Home can get his finger in his hole and fucking put pressure on. I mean, I remember years and years ago, right, to go off tangent to make a point, but I remember years and years ago, Henrik Larsson broke his leg. And I remember sitting in the Vogue with my best mate at the time, and he was delighted we signed Ian Wright. And I was on a big rant. Celtic should sign Redbroth. We should sign Redbroth to replace Henrik Larsson. And he says, what happens when Henrik Larsson comes back? And I went, well, if Redbroth's keeping about the team, Celtic are doing fucking brilliant. And that's the same point now. Cunts need to go over millionaires sitting on the bench for Celtic. I mean, they really like fucking if Engels can't get in the team because Bernardo and Hatate and McGregor are doing brilliant, and Celtic are doing fucking brilliant. You know what I mean?
And Scott, do you know what? The simple fact is, right? We've played up until now, and we've been one game a week. He's played the same team all the way through, right? So we're now into that section of 2 games a week, apart from the international breaks. Everyone will get plenty of game time here. There's no one's going to be sitting on the bench for weeks and weeks at a time. Engels will get loads of game time.
And the thing is as well, we've kind of got 3 kind of solid midfielders, McGregor, Hatate and Bernardo. That puts pressure on every one of them, and that's what you need, because you've got
forget about McCown, haven't we?
We've got a top class player that's sitting there waiting to come in, and as soon as any of them are off the boil, the jersey's his. And then the same would go for him. They need to fight to get back in. But as you say, that's what you need. You need that in a good team. And one of the most pleasing things was when we're lining up in the derby, the bench that we had in front of us, we're like, fucking hell, man, how good is this? It's like, it's been a long time coming, because we haven't had a strong bench for a while. And now there definitely is top competition. And another one, Greg Taylor. That's his jersey now. The guy for Barcelona. He'll obviously have visions he should be getting the jersey, but he's got to win the jersey first, and Greg Taylor's got to. It's his to lose, as far as I'm concerned. Greg Taylor's his jersey at the minute, but I don't see him getting dropped now either. But you've got a top class player sitting in the wings ready to go in. Obviously, it'll maybe come into as well if Greg Taylor isn't signing a new deal. If there is a deal on the table, that will maybe play its part going forward. But there's no danger he deserves dropped as well. He's been excellent.
I said on the last show, Jason, and I watched the press conference again today, and Brendan Rodgers was just eulogising about Greg Taylor last time and again today. He could not speak any higher of him as a player, as a person, his attitude, his training, his ability. I mean, it couldn't be any more praiseworthy of him. And he just said, "Look, I really hope we work something out," and he signs a deal and he stays. So it sounds like the club have made him an offer, and it's not what he's looking for. So there's a bit of an impasse there, but hopefully that will be sorted out at some point. But he couldn't have been any more praiseworthy. But I'm really intrigued to see this Barcelona kid after what, Scott, you said on one of your podcasts, whether it was this one maybe that I missed, about the scout feedback that you'd had about him, or through your pal.
No, that's I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. But as Jabo says, right now, I'm no. However much I want to see Engels playing, I want to see McCowan playing, I want to see Big Ida score a goal again. All that. See, right now, I'm totally content for the next 2 games for us to play the exact same team as we played against us.
And then throw them on with a half an hour for 2 up.
I mean, this 5 sub rule is now fucking made for us. And it's made for us, man.
Totally.
But again, that's what we said when we saw at the Rangers match, when the fucking team came up and everybody was looking at the bench going, do you know everybody did that face like your man American Psycho, know the meme? Ooh, just like here I go. So look, that's what you want exactly. And listen, you saw Cameron Carter-Vickers coming out in the boot. You saw Brendan Johnson coming off for precautions and everything. Like, there will be injuries as we go along in the weeks and months ahead. But that midfield is becoming like top class, like a fucking top class midfield.
Oh, definitely.
And at the end of the day, that's where the games are won and lost, in the boiler room. If you can keep it tight at the back, and
100%.
Kyogo's putting them in at the front, and the boiler room's pumping, we should be okay. You really should.
100%.
You really want to get to a point, right? And I know it's hard, but you want to get to a point where you can rest Callum McGregor. That's where Celtic want to get it. I think we've got 8 games in the Champions League. We're hopefully going to fucking go and rattle this League Cup this year. I mean, I think this, because of last year, this is a year you want to go and win the League Cup. Sorry, fucking monkey tumps can't get a hold of it. Do you know what I mean? But because usually you don't really give a fuck about League Cup, you know what I mean? But no, it's you want to get to the point where you can rest McGregor and you're safe in the knowledge that everything's going to be all right. You remember back to the bad old days? Remember under Neil Lennon would change 9 players for a fucking League Cup game and you end up getting fucked. I think not, you know what I mean? Because all these guys had never kicked a ball at each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. See, touching on the McCown thing as well, I thought that was a right interesting signing, right? Because arguably we didn't need him, right? But it was available at a price that you're no fucking skinning yourself, right? Obviously we know it's well documented how much money they've got in the bank. But the boy is getting back to like he's Scottish, etc. But he's a player as well, and he's looked really, really good with Dundee. And you say to yourself, how good could that kid be if he plays with better players? And now he's going to get the chance. And you never know, this could be an absolute diamond that once he gets playing with better players, he gets Brendan Rodgers gets his claws into him, they'll mould him into the player that he's looked to be. This boy could be an absolute superstar for Celtic as well. You know, it doesn't matter what the price tag or one thing.
Yeah.
On you go, mate.
No. I was talking on the tap. My apologies. Just to reiterate, just to back up your point, Callum McGregor is what, 31, 32. This boy's 26 till 27 this year. Yeah. And I would dare say if Luke McCowan comes in and he's a bit part player for a year, 2 years, but he's getting better, he's improving, that's the future of your midfield, because he's never going to be sitting going, well, I want to move down to England now. Do you know what I mean? That's ultimately, if he gets to where he can be, he could be looking at fucking a mainstay in the Celtic team. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. If it goes right, it might not go right, but no. The thing is, he's no bummed it up. Like I wasn't a big fan of signing Scott Allen just so the Huns didn't get him right. I didn't think it was a great move, mainly because I hadn't really seen him, and when I did see him, I wasn't impressed. But see with Luke McCowan, I watched Luke McCowan because of the podcast I've been doing recently. And every time I spoke to that Dundee boy, it's fucking live. You can go back and check. I've says he looks like a fucking great player. And the boy Jake's always said to me, he's a really, really good player. And he sat at that press conference and he knows the assignment he's got. He knows how hard it's going to be. He's not sitting there expecting anything. He's going to work hard. He's going to use the experience. And if it works for him, amazing. If it doesn't, he's made a fair bit of dough and he's played for his fucking he's played for his childhood club. You know what I mean? Aye. So nobody's losing to this. I think it's a great move.
No,
by the way, now Dortmund are playing here. Do we want Dortmund to win? They've just scored a fourth. It's just been chopped off. Jeez.
Oh, right. I seen VAR checking goal there the nurse. It has been chopped off, aye.
So, but I mean, I'm just thinking about it. I'm kind of going, Dortmund have scored, but then I'm thinking, we want these fuckers to beat, do we?
see, to be fair, right? See, the Scottish-English thing, right? I'm no geeing up in the Villa game, right? Villa was a bit of a nightmare for a top 4 draw, right? Absolutely. Probably the worst team we could have got. Great for a trip and whatever, but the hardest team without a doubt. But we can't really complain with the rest of the way the draws worked out, especially our home ties. But you're looking at Borussia Dortmund away and arguably Atalanta away. You're kind of saying, if we're going to lose 2 games in the group, it's those 2. And I always think, rightly or wrongly, I think it'd be different. But even we drew with Man City down there, we drew them at Celtic Park. Every time Celtic play an English team, we kind of take them close, or Champions League slightly different. I know we beat Man United at Celtic Park. We lost narrowly down there. Arsenal thumped us. Obviously, the Eduardo goal down there was dodgy, but they kind of thumped us, right? But apart from that, from memory, every time we play an English team, there's not that much in it. You know, so I'm kind of hopeful we can go to Villa Park and get something. Whether we do or no is another thing. But the Dortmund away game, if you're being brutally honest, you're not expecting anything for that.
Yeah.
Atalanta, they're fucking top class. You know, I know they're not the household names, but it's not an Inter Milan, AC Milan or Juve back in their prime, but that's a top class team we're playing. And you kind of think going there, the likelihood is we're not going to get anything. But for the rest of the group, I know we're not going to talk about Europe already, but aye, it's Dortmund. Back to your point, Scott, I don't think it really matters whether they win the night or not.
I know. They've been a bit facetious there. I mean, we'll talk, like I say, we'll talk about it, but Hearts-wise, again, you don't want to count your chickens because football's got a good fucking habit of booting you straight in the boys. But Celtic go and do the job. I reckon they'll capitulate, and it would give me nothing but fucking joy after last season if we rattled 4 or 5 or 6 by them. It'd be fucking great. And I think that might. I was talking to the boy, Gordon. I was talking to Gordon Senior the other day. I thought he was pretty good. He can talk, the boy.
Aye.
And but I've no love for Naismith at all. I mean, maybe you're a wee bit. You might
absolutely
like because of what he done for Everton, but I can no love for that wee guy. And I dare say if Celtic beat them 2 or 3, he goes to St Mirren with his job on the line. I reckon if Celtic beat them 6 or 7, he might be fucking out the door.
He might resign. He might do a Jim. But who was it? Remember, was it Jim Goodwin fucking timed across the
Jim Goodwin and after Darvo. Just right, I'm off.
He just walked past the cameras, slam, and fucking headed across the fucking pitch, and away he went. God bless him. He might do that.
Aye, and it's like, I mean, you're talking about Naismith, but the Rotten Mob are going to Tannadice, and Dundee United have started already.
How should they ahead in the league?
Wolf. Imagine that. Imagine they get thumped up there.
And if we win tomorrow, I think we at points ahead. We'll be at points ahead on Sunday morning. Fuck it.
Aberdeen as well. Aberdeen too. Ahead if they beat Motherwell at home.
Oh, on the 80s.
By the way, stranger things have happened because they could actually. I could see them totally capitulating because they fans will be going after fucking nut. I mean, let's face it. That video going about when they returned to Ibrox after we thumped them with their fans and all that. I mean, you've got to say they foreign kids that are playing with them must be like, what the fuck? Just an absolute cauldron of fucking shite.
Cauldron of shite.
Cauldron of shite. That's usually the called squad.
A cauldron of fucking Kiki Bobo.
Aye, you just say to yourself, Jesus Christ, man, they're on the brink. I think they definitely are. And they're all they've got for the Europa League's fucking harder than ours.
See when that came out, man. We've got a guy, we've got Jerry, you've heard me talk about him, me and Marty are on the Vogue chat, and Jerry, it was after our draw, we're all kind of going, by the way, that's all right, and Jerry hit out to me, Betty Huns end up with a pure stinker of a draw, man, and everyone that came out, you're just laughing at them, man.
Absolutely wild.
I do enjoy laughing at Huns, it's great fun, man.
Totally.
Taking a sort of higher view of the Champions League, you can see how that league format is going to very easily morph into the new fucking European League, isn't it? Like it's like the blueprint for it.
100%.
You can just see it.
But the big thing about the European Super League that lost it was the fact they wanted to make it an invite only thing. That was the big thing, I think, because see teams that weren't in it, they were kind of going, nah. So as you say, it's only a matter of time before it happens. We know money's always going to win, but you can't have it like the NFL, basically. You know what I mean? You can't have it a closed shop. It needs to be open. I mean, what happened to the legacy teams and all that coming into this? It's pish, isn't it, really? Yes.
I think it's the Champions League exciting this year, and it just feels different this year. It's a bit of freshness to it, different format, different teams.
Definitely. I mean, especially there's a penalty. Ooh. But is he? Especially for us. I mean, you think the Huns certainly in Europa always seem to get fucking a stinking easy group, don't they? And we're fucking hammered against some clown. So to come out the group we've got no excuses this year. We've already spoken about it. We've got no bloody excuses, have we?
Yeah, agreed.
None at all. We've got the team now. We've got the manager that's been embedded in. You get his full team. And I always say it's the second year when you judge them. And, the team are playing for him. They're all as fit as a fiddle. They don't touch wood at the minute. No injuries. We can pick our best 11. As you say, one of the best starts ever. We've not let a goal in the league. Kasper Schmeichel's made 3 saves or something for the start of the season. And you're like, what's going on here? They look super fit. They look super motivated. We've got a bench now that can rival any bench we've ever had before. And there is no excuses whatsoever. And the draw that we've been handed, it's an easier format than any Champions League previously. You need to do less with more games, and you're kind of guaranteed passage. So there's no excuses whatsoever. Nothing. So this will be the proof's in the pudding. But as we know only too well, this freshness you speak about, Liam, we might be 3 games into the Champions League saying, get this to fucking fucking shite.
In the fucking league.
No doom and gloom. Fucking, they're going to win the league again. Here we go, 10 in a row. Fuck off.
It's daft in it, but I suppose we've got. I don't know, Scott. You'll know better than all of us because you've spoke to the guy this week. But we couldn't have asked for a better fucking start to this tournament. Do you know what I mean?
The absolute fact of the matter is, if we were picking a team, you wouldn't have picked anybody else. Where and when to start your group against them. So that's a fact of the matter. So we need we're fucking talking about it now, innit? The Slovan. This is where. Well, does it fucking matter what I say, is it? Because fucking if Celtic are listening to us and doing their prep on the
exactly.
We are fucking knackered. See,
just forget the juju.
I've looked at their squad, right, and I've watched every one of their games, albeit 3-minute highlights. So basically, you know what I mean? So I've not seen whole games here. But I've watched all their games. I've looked at who they've brought in. I've went and looked at all the players that they've got currently. And whilst I dare say they'd be challenging us in the league to a point, we're better than them. We're better than them. And they're a very, very old team.
I think, Scott, what stood out from your room one-on-one, sorry to interrupt you, is their results in Europe last year were not great at all, were they? Against not big teams either.
No. I mean, like, see that Aris Limassol? I mean, Aris Limassol put them out, and Aris Limassol went into the same group with the Huns. Yeah. Remember? Know what I mean?
They beat them, didn't they?
And it's the games against Midtjylland, I would recommend you go and watch it. Right. See what Midtjylland done. That's basically like what we done against Maribor and all that. Really is. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember like Maribor where they were just so bog standard, but we were just on it, and then you're sitting there going, "How the fuck have we done that?"
Yep. Well, there's been countless times in Europe we've done that, Scott.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I texted Midtjylland boy, but he's never get back to me, frustratingly enough. But I just asked him what happened because, see, the first game, Midtjylland should have battered them. I mean, he's saying, I thought we'd done well. Midtjylland should have battered them. And then the second game, they were 2-1 down and they scored 2 late goals and put them out. Do you know what I mean? So, and I mean, you listen to him, he's saying is, I'd fucking break your horn off for a fucking one each or a 0-0. You know what I mean? So the pressure's on us. There's no doubt about it, and the pressure's going to be on it for us because we're going to expect. But see, with this team we've got, just looking at them now, they look like they're comfortable in their own skin. And as I said earlier on, I'll reiterate it. If we turn up in the next 2 games, as I say, next Friday, I'll have a fucking beer with these rather than my wee cans of ginger I'm having tonight. It'll be fucking magic. Magic.
We get out on a Wednesday, you'll be on the drink for fucking Wednesday. We'll see you Friday.
Yeah, I'm on the drink Wednesday, I'm on the drink Thursday, so probably I'll drink Friday.
So don't be talking balls. We'll get you the week after.
Right, okay.
There's a guy here on the Twitter called the Winslow boy, and he's saying, can Scott give an account of his trip to Split?
I can, yeah.
Well, fucking.
We'll finish chatting when we're done and remind me to do it later.
I'll forget. Liam, you remain.
Turn into a travel show, isn't
it? Fucking does.
So you're just also too, just before we move on then, you're hoping that Rodgers has learned a bit since his initial forays into the Champions League as well. But he done well with Leicester in Europe. Do you know what I mean? So you're hoping that he's not going to go out and fucking end up getting slaughtered again because he's, sticking so rigidly to his principles or whatever. Every match should be treated as an individual match. The strengths and weaknesses of the opposition should be studied, and we should be playing our best way to counter their worst aspects or to exacerbate their worst aspects. With Kyogo, you can get a goal at any time. Some of the passing in the Rangers match was outstanding. Taylor and fucking some of the midfield play was just brilliant. So we can always get goals in these games, and so keep it nice and tight at the back. Don't fucking do anything stupid. And we should hope for the best. I think we should be looking forward to this. Like I know that what I'm like about Europe. It's like a bonus for me. I don't set my life by what happens in the Champions League, but I think this year, without a shadow of a doubt, we've a real good chance. And plus, too, if you think about it as well, if we get 3 wins, which is totally within the realms of possibility, that pays for Adamita.
Yeah,
that's him paid for.
Yeah, Marty, I think we're gonna go out tomorrow, roll over Hearts, and then I think we're gonna do really well on Wednesday as well. I think we're really on an upward trajectory here for this competition. Then Dortmund takes care of itself, doesn't it? It's not a free hit, but it's not far off that if we can get a good win under our belt to start.
Yep. Aye, definitely. I would actually say it as a free hit because obviously a professional football club, you're never going to get into a game and say we've not got much chance of winning here. But let's face it, we're not going to Dortmund expecting to beat them. But you get your best shot. If you lose and if you put a good account of yourself, then you just take it in the chin and you move on. But there's not going to be any Celtic fans raging coming out of that game if we lose. They're a top class side.
I do think if you go and beat Slovan the first game, and maybe you do it with a bit of style, which we can definitely do. If you go and do that, then whilst it's a free hit in terms of exactly as you say, none of us are going in there expecting to win. I do think we've got to be a wee bit. See the way we went and played against Feyenoord. We're not risking it. We're not going balls to the wall. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. And you make it uncomfortable, then it's enough to build on. Even if you get beat, coming away 3 and 4 and 5, which is possible, then it kind of fucks you a wee bit because you're kind of going, but if you go there with a sensible attitude, and you do it right. I mean, because there's been enough teams went through to Dortmund in the last 2 years, and have fucking made it uncomfortable for them. I mean, even tonight, this game's 3-2, and Heidenheim have had some fucking great chances. And do you know what I mean?
Obviously, Rodgers will be studying the games left, right, and centre.
100%.
Aye, and as you say, football is a funny game. I mean, they could get a man sent off or whatever.
Yeah.
We're not going there against the Barcelona teams, fucking the 90s and stuff like that, right? They're a good side, but they never won the Bundesliga, so they're not like the best
Yeah,
team.
they were
in
lucky to
Germany.
get the Champions League again, mate.
Well, that's what I was about to ask, Scott. So what sort of Dortmund are we coming up against here then?
Right, so see the thing is, right, because you've got to bear in mind, I always fling it out the window when you get a new manager, and they replaced the manager in the summer. So Edin Terzic left, and Nuri Sahin, so Edin Terzic was a youngish guy, right? I think Edin Terzic's about 35, 36, and he got the job before, and he'd won the cup, but then went upstairs, and they replaced him with Marco Rosa. So then he get a pump, and they bring Terzic back in. And Terzic, he was more a pragmatic coach. Do you know what I mean? He'd do the dirty work, whereas Borussia Dortmund still to this day are pining for Klopp. Still to this day, they're pining for. And we were talking about on a wee kind of sidetrack. I think Liverpool might suffer somewhat of that, but that's a different conversation, a different day. They're still pining for Klopp, and it's no great. So see, league-wise, it was fucking rotten. It wasn't good to watch. They're playing Heidenheim here. Heidenheim 2 points off them twice last year. They just get promoted. And they were struggling to make the Champions League spots. So do you remember last season, like some leagues got an extra Champions League spot? So I think the Italians got it and the Germans got it. So that's how Borussia Dortmund get back in the Champions League. But then on the counter of that, see, because they never had any pressure on them in the Champions League, it allowed them to go and play freely. And they weren't expected to be this all-out attack. And they managed to put out fucking PSG, you know what I mean? And they got to the final. So they're definitely a really, really good team, relatively speaking. But I still don't think they're... Obviously, Jason, hopefully... I'd asked my mate today, but he says he's not comfortable with his English. So I'm kind of hoping to speak to Uli again. I text him, he says he's on holiday, but he says he'll probably do it. So I'm kind of hoping to speak to Uli Hess and get his opinion on it, because, like, as I'm saying, I'm watching them. My mates aren't happy with the football they're playing, just no happy with it at all. But they're undefeated, so fuck me. You know what I mean? No, the great thing is, on Tuesday night, Villa play Young Boys.
Okay.
So it's a good chance to see two, and Dortmund are playing Club Brugge. So watching both of them during the week, we're seeing 4 of our opponents.
Yeah. So it's not a vintage Dortmund team then.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. I mean, lots of ins, lots of outs. They've signed a few boys for Stuttgart, and Stuttgart had a great season last year. But the striker, he's no hit the ground running. He's only back for injury the night, so he's no hit the ground running yet. And this game's there's 5 minutes to go, and this game's still in the balance. So, of course, but it's again, we need to kind of turn up now, innit? I mean, see, to be honest, now we're looking at it. Is last year a good grounding for this year? Because we didn't do bad performance-wise last year. Results-wise, it was pretty stinking, I mean.
Yep, would agree. And so I know I said I wasn't going to any Champions League games now, but that's, I think, Atalanta's getting booked either tomorrow morning or the night.
But, as predicted by Scott.
Yep.
Aye. And the funny thing is, we were actually talking about it. I don't actually think we're going to do it, but Club Brugge are playing in the San Siro on the Tuesday night. We could actually go to that because we're flying into Milan the Tuesday morning.
Phone Brendan, you'll do a bit of scouting.
Aye. So I don't think that game would be sold out. You reckon?
I saw someone on the Huddle board was talking about doing that, Jason, but I think they said it was about €70 maybe a ticket.
Really? Fuck.
Quite pricey for the ticket. Yeah.
It would be.
Jesus,
But we were talking about it, but I'd probably just go to Bergamo, I don't know. But no, it'd be interesting, obviously, with us playing them as well. Because it's kind of weird, isn't it? You know, like AC Milan's no their group, but Club Brugge are.
Yeah.
And you're just yourself.
It's mad, I keep forgetting, aye.
I know. Because I didn't know if either of the Milan teams were at home, and I just searched AC Milan first, and it just popped up 22nd October. I'm like, we could actually do that, because we fly into Milan in the morning. But probably better off just going to Bergamo and getting on it.
Who's going to go with you, Jason? Anyone volunteered yet?
Aye, full lot. With me, Magoo, Jerry, Sean.
Good.
Aye.
Use your crowd.
So, and Joe might go as well, so I don't know. I put it out to them. I sourced a couple of good flights and put it out to them, and they're all like, right, count me in. Against travel, here we go. So what's your plans, boys, for Dortmund? That'll be a cracker.
Right, Liam, you go first.
Yeah, I've got half a plan so far. So I am flying to Dublin on the Monday night, last flight more or less, and then because my cousin's going to pick me up, crash at his on the Monday night, and then back to the airport Tuesday and flying at 12:30 in the afternoon to Dusseldorf, getting to Dusseldorf at 3:30. That's cost me 42 quid. And then straight from Dusseldorf through to Dortmund, probably meet Jim Blythe and that and all that crowd. Go to the game. So pretty cheap, 20 quid to Dublin, 42 quid to Dusseldorf. But I'm struggling a bit more coming back the way. That's what I'm just looking at the last few days. So spoke to a few boys there going back to Brussels to go to Edinburgh, but Brussels is about 5 hours by the look of it from Dusseldorf, 4 to 5 hours, which is not good. So I think I'm gonna. Scott, can you that you can use your match ticket to get trains?
Yes.
On the day, will I get a train back to Bochum after the game with the match ticket?
To Bochum, yeah, definitely Bochum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Bochum's in the same area. Yeah. So
yeah, I've been looking at that because the thing is, I'm not going to go back to the hotel till after midnight, and then I'm going to be up and out first thing. So that seems pretty reasonable for hotels, and then I can get an early train straight to Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam, fly to Manchester, and then get the train up the road for about 120 quid by the look of it.
Very good, mate.
It's an early start. It's a 6:30 start, but I mean, I'm not going to lie about it anyway. So I'm contemplating doing that. But if I can keep it to 2 days work-wise, I'm in Lisbon next week for a week as well. So timing's not good at all.
No.
For like you said, Scott, for everyone for the Dortmund game, I was going to take Donna for that. That was the plan all along, and then the flight, the draw come out, the fixtures come out, Oasis tickets at the same time. So I think everybody was in the same boat, weren't they? Trying to sort it all, and then I looked at Zagreb, but I've just not found anything that's less than 4 days. So that's looking a struggle.
Zagreb's stinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
At one point, I was looking at fucking high on a motor for Bratislava and driving down. You know what I mean?
Right.
With the pest and all that. Fucking. So I mean, no. The frustrating thing is, like all the flights. So obviously, I was a split just there, and all the flights generally all the flights like Jet2 to Croatia all finish end of September. Do you know what I mean? The fucking that's it. So
because it's a holiday place. It's not like a destination that folk go to in the winter.
Exactly. And
you know what I mean? It's just for the weather. You can get there for Italy as well, mate. See if you look for there. See the north of Italy.
I have.
Aye. But we had a good time when we went, but it was August and it was scorching, right? I wouldn't fancy it. Seeing the winter, I don't think it'd be good. I don't think it'd be a great trip, to be honest with you. The fans are mental and all, but I just, it was a lovely place in the summer. But I think as most places are cracking in the summer because you're sitting outside and whatever. I didn't think that much going on if it was the winter, if you know what I mean. It's not like a Berlin, it's not like a Prague, it's not like your German cities that's kind of, and the ground's a good bit away from the city centre. It's not like a kind of city centre with a load of bars, etc. There is enough, but loads of them, it's all geared to being outside, sitting outside. So maybe somebody could prove me wrong, but I'm not a great... it wouldn't be me. I would have loved to have went to Belgrade. I think Belgrade would have been class. see if there was a chance of Red Star or something, I would push the boat out for that. But no, I wouldn't be rushing back to Zagreb. If it was the summer, the summer was excellent because it's got right like cafe culture sitting outside, eating outside, etc. That was lovely. But if it was the winter, I'm not too sure it'd be that good. I don't know. It might be all right.
You just covered all bases there. It might be good.
It might be, but at the end of the day, you know yourself. You go to a Celtic away trip. It fucking doesn't really matter where you're with your own crowd and you make your own fun. You know.
Aye.
So that's it. I mean, at the mall, Dortmund would have been the man I would have went to, but just with the holidays and that, it came too quick. Yeah, it came too quick. And plus, everybody was on to all the good sort of flights. Liam's got some decent ones, but you're lucky you've got a cousin that can get you in Dublin, etc.
Yeah.
For me, I'd have to stay in a hotel in Dublin and just.
Well, no. If in fairness, Jason, in fairness, there was a flight at I think it's 7:30 or 8:00 from Glasgow to Dublin. So I could have done that, but I just thought, well, knowing that my cousin's next door to the airport, then if I go the night before, I'm not fanning about till early in the morning. So it just made sense. But we could have done it that way from the Tuesday morning. To be fair.
Aye. Not. It came too quick for me anyway because I couldn't even book my holidays because you're logged off the TC etc. when you're away for a couple of weeks. So I didn't even. I just if it was the first game, I just definitely wasn't going. So well, it was the second game, but it was too quick. But then when I looked at Atalanta, well, Bergamo, and I looked at that, there's plenty of deals still sitting there. Like, I was quite surprised. So there must not be that many going to it, I don't think, because there's plenty of deals available, decent price
like
flights, etc.
After fucking Rome, I'm never going back to Alexis.
And I think that's what a lot of folk are thinking. I kind of was that opinion myself, mate. But it's kind of the only one that works out. And
no, I do understand it. And if you want to go to one, sometimes you have to just do it. I mean, like I remember going to see Barcelona fucking for like the fourth time just because the other ones didn't work. But I'm no going back to fucking Italy. I mean, and I'm led to believe Atalanta are good guys despite some shite I've seen. I've led to believe they've got a decent rapport with us as well, but that doesn't stop the cops being absolute pricks. You know what I mean?
No. Because I've got a mate, Luca, that comes up to games. He's an Atalanta fan. He's like one of their fucking head cases.
Speak English?
He lives in Leeds.
Fucking get him in contact with me, mate. Get him in contact with me.
There you man. He's got family down in Tulia. So me and Linda were there last year. He came and met us, came down for the night, spent the night with us, and out for a meal with him and that. Sound as a pound, loves Celtic. He's proper. He was at the Europa League final and that. I think last year he went to nearly every one of their away games. And because he lives in Leeds, he can get cheap flights wherever they're playing. Because he's no flying, say, Atalanta, so there's no fans about here. So he was loving it. He goes to nearly all the... I think he went to nearly every one of their away games in Europe.
Definitely.
So, he'll be ideal. I'll get hold of him for you.
Brilliant. I think that just leaves me young boys in Club Brews now.
Aye.
So, mine's
yours.
Mate, like I said earlier on in the chat, I was on the ball with it. Usually, a thing that usually kills me, Jason, is like I've got fucking 8 guys in the chat, and then like 2 of them can do this week, and then 2 of them can't do this week, and then 3 of them can do this week, and then 9 of them can do that week. So every one of them wanted to go to Dortmund, right? As like you say, but every one of them, out of the 80s, only 2 could make that second week. Only 2. So fucking. I knew that straight away, and sure enough, it came the second week, and I fucking jumped on. And Ryanair being the absolute bellends that they are now, that way, as soon as you get to the end, it kicks you. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, you're kidding on. So we got flights to Stansted first thing on the Monday morning, and then we've got a flight to Dortmund in the afternoon. My mate, I text my mate, and he says, "You'll never fucking guess. I'm away in holiday. I'm away to Mallorca." And then he replies, "But you can use my flat." And I was like, "Oh, fucking crap." Grand. So obviously they're the day of the game, and then we've got a flight, I think about 1 o'clock on the Wednesday afternoon back to Stansted, and then 4 o'clock flight up to Edinburgh. So it's worked out fucking bang on, man. But then I think it cost me 112 quid.
And both flights in and out of Dortmund.
Yeah.
Oh, that's class. Happy days.
Usually I would want to go to fucking Dusseldorf because Dortmund's great for a bevy with the boys and all that, but do you know what I mean? Dusseldorf's a better city, do you know what I mean? But I'm happy enough. And my mates, like I've got my mates there and on, they're all kind of wanting to meet up, so it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Like you say, I've got no expectations. I mean, as I say, everybody kind of always says to me, you want Celtic to play them? And I'm going, no, I like Dortmund. I don't want Dortmund to beat us. And I don't want to beat them. Well, I want to beat them, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But fuck it. Fuck it. Let's get them pumped. Pumped, Marty. Get them pumped.
P-U-M-P-E-D.
Exactly.
Pump. The flop. El Pompo.
4-2 to the Borussia Dortmund. So
fuck them cunts.
By the way, fucking that Heidenheim were decent again. They'll give Hearts a hell of a game, man.
I do, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we need fucking some Scottish to pull their weight eventually.
That day we're relying on they fucking jobby faces to fucking do something, man.
A fair point, well made.
But, so, anything else?
I think that's about it. We'll just enjoy ourselves tomorrow. Big game during the week. I'm assuming we'll be back on next Friday.
I think so, aye. So who
2 wins.
I'll be in Lisbon next week.
When do you go to Lisbon, Liam?
So Thursday morning early, I've got to be up at 5:30, so a bit of the game Wednesday night and then out Thursday morning, early doors. Just booked tickets for Sporting Lisbon Sunday night.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I've not been there. I've been to Homebhoys with us. What's that, mate?
Who are they playing?
It's not a great game. It's I can't even remember who they're playing. It's one of the teams down the bottom. So,
right.
Celtic are playing in the afternoon. So I watched that. There's an Irish bar in Lisbon that show the games. I watched that and then just go up to the stadium, have a kickabout there. There's roasting over there as well.
Is Hennessy's bar still going? Say the train station.
The what?
The Hennessy's bar, is that the Irish bar?
No, I think it's another one, Marty, that they've talked about. And when I read up on it, they said that even when the English games are on, they just put that on the little screen and leave Celtic on the big screen. So that's good news.
I swear.
Top of the league, 505. Fucking hell, man. Looking good. They're winning 1-0 now, Liam. No, is this your sporting days?
No. It's my tourist days, mate. My tourist days. They're playing in the Champions League at home in the week, and then they're playing AFS football. So don't know who that is.
Their stadium's fucking class. You've been to Lisbon before, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've been to Benfica twice with Celtic, but I've not been to
Benfica twice. Never been in Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah. We were there too.
Seen the stadium. It's next to the airport. It's just right there.
5 minutes away from the airport.
Me and Big Fra. That was the time. Remember the famous story where we jumped off the bus and all that caper.
Valenances.
Yeah, that's right. We took a wee walk and we went to their grun and we went in and asked the guy and I fucking did. I was like, mate, can we get a tour? And he said, no tours today. And I was like, and I done it again. I stood there with a big sad face and the guy says, come on. And he pushed us out and he let us walk about the stadium for a wee 5 minutes. And we got a couple of photos and I was like, cheers, my man. What a guy. My wee sad face must be good, by the way.
We're going to do that and then we're going to go on the Monday probably up to Estoril where the team stayed in the hotel before the European
That's where I stayed as well, Liam. What a place.
Yeah. Nice one. Beautiful. And then do that and then up to the Estadio Nacional in the afternoon.
Magic.
Scorching sun. So, yeah, it's sounding good.
Is that your third time in Estadio Nacional?
Yeah. Won't be the same without the legends from Wishaw, mate, on the subs bench. But
Gary Daly, the Craig
good.
What a laugh, man!
It's getting demolished, isn't it? When's the demolition?
No, it's just getting totally refurbed.
Lick of paint, Martin, a bit of a roof apparently. But there's rugby on the Saturday there when we're there, and there's something on the Sunday as well. So I think it's getting a fair bit of use.
Because when Mick McGuinness went, he was talking to the wee groundsman
Carlos.
I don't know boy's name, but he was talking to the groundsman, and he said to him, the council have got 10 higher priorities in this place, you know, because it's local council money. It's owned by the local authority or whatever. And he says he doesn't see it happening anytime soon. You know, they said it was going to be that this was going to be the last year, and he says if he was a betting man, he wouldn't be betting anything changing anytime soon. So, you know what would be class, but getting out there for a cup final and actually going to a game in there, that would be
fuck me. Well, there's a wee friend of mine. Was that the cup final there, wee Claire, who follows the
Well, they've done the final for years, haven't they? Have they not?
Oh, she was there at it there in May. She sent me photographs of herself in the stadium. So she did.
Aye, that would be absolute class.
She went there again.
And it's just like, it must be the richest doorman on the planet.
Oh, Carlos,
left, right and centre. Fuck's sake.
When Mick went to his kids, they went the first day, and it was absolutely bucketing rain, and I think they got to the ground and they about turned, because they were there for a few days, and says, look, we'll come back tomorrow. And there was like a bus full of Celtic fans who'd pulled up, and then he went back the next day, and then there was another bus full of Celtic fans, like bus loads.
Unreal.
You know, guys who are there, like, supporters. It must be the amount of Celtic fans that must go to that stadium every year.
It's like fucking
unbelievable. It's like Mecca.
That's what I think it's like Muslims going to Mecca.
Yeah, I think it's increased a lot.
Swimming in the Ganges.
Yeah, it's increased a lot because of this. Obviously, the work's getting done. I think everyone thinks that's the end of it, sort of thing. I think people have got a misconception it's getting knocked down or shut down. So it's ramped it up a little bit. But what a place, man! I could sit in that stadium all day.
But also, too, Liam, Lisbon's one of the best cities I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Fucking spot. Brilliant place.
A class place.
Got a list of long as my arm stuff to do, so looking forward to it.
Barrio Alta at about 5 a.m.
I'm staying there. We're staying just by there.
That way you're staying right there, aye?
Yeah, just not far. So roasting 30 degrees just now there, I think. So
is it?
Yeah, it's cooling down a bit next week.
See when our flight took off to Bilbao, right? Biarritz. So we flew into Biarritz and out of Biarritz. See the flight took off. Fucking shite weather there as well, right? Flight takes off and we fly fucking 15 minutes north, and every fucking, not a cloud in the sky for the next fucking hour. Every beach fucking mobbed. You know what I mean? You're looking down, you're like, fuck's sake. Microclimate in the Basque Country. Fucking unbelievable.
The mountains. That's them hills you were moaning about earlier. Or talking about earlier.
Here's the thing I need to tell you as well, right? So my mate John, he lives in like a rural village. So he took us to the town called Bolivar, that's named after Bolivar.
So your
his family came to there, but because it was a Sunday, the museum was shut. But it's unbelievable. Plus the fact that town is on the Camino, so you see loads of folk walking down the pilgrimage, walking through it, and there's wee pensions there where folk would stop off. So John took his ass. He knows fucking everybody there as well, and it's mad, right? Because where he lives in the village next to Mundaka, and he says like within the area of like fucking say 15 villages, there's a total 15 towns, small towns. There's a total population of like, I don't know, 15,000. And he says everybody knows everybody. Because everywhere he talked to us, he knew everybody. You know, the only folk he didn't know was the folk doing the Camino. Do you know what I mean? They're shouting out at him and he's fucking. And then we're driving along the road and he's like, oh, that's my mum and dad just passed us there. Next thing his dad phones the car. Is that you going back? Obviously in Bath. So he's laughing. He says, that was my dad just phoning and see if I drove by him. So he took us to all these places. He took us into Mundaka and he took us to this church, right? There's 3 big rocks. Did I send you the photo with the wee?
Yeah, the chapel.
So what that was is before Christianity came to the Basque Country, it was like because the Basques have got all these like myths where there's witches live in mountains and stuff like that, and like the god of nature lives in another mountain, and like they've got all these kind of myths as part of their culture, and he reckons this was like a pagan sort of ritual place because they don't know how these three rocks got in this position. He says obviously they fell down to the mountain years ago, but nobody knows. So when the Christians came, they built the chapel round about the rocks. It's the most weird thing ever. And where was I on their story again? So he was taking us for there, and he was dropping us at Lacaitio, and when he was taking us through these places, he knew fucking everybody, and we're like, what the fuck? And he wrapped his ass in Lacaitio. He's like, right. So me and Linda were left their own devices, and the Sunday night was the final night of their week-long festival. So there'd all these stages set up and everything. It was unbelievable, just total family atmosphere. And this guy was dressed up as a bull with fireworks coming off his head, and they were fucking flying everywhere. And all these kids are chasing after him. There's fucking rockets getting at me. I'm like, what the fuck? And everybody's laughing and joking and fucking swigging away and drinking away. It was absolutely bonkers. But I then sent you that video of that madman, Mind the Madman. Because I send you the video in the chat. The guy, the guy
when you're sat outside the bar, he's talking to you.
The lad, fuck, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so he's blonde, he's a Scottish, fuck England and all that, and he's fucking broken English. So I showed John the video. He says, oh, that guy's famous. He used to be a fireman, and he says he then settled in Lacaitio, and everybody's scared of him when he gets drunk because he's got the fucking strength of a bull, right? The guy was a fucking lunatic, but it was good fun, you know. He's fucking nuts, man. And it's just funny that they know everybody, and it takes your breath away. Like, see the community spirit they've got, how everybody knows everybody. And seeing all the villages, everybody speaks Basque, nobody speaks Spanish. Well, they can speak Spanish, but they don't. And see, when you make a wee effort with them, you know, and you walk into a place, you say Aupa, or you say Caicho, and then when they give you a drink, you say a scary casco, and then when you're leaving the place, you say Agur, and like, fucking hell. The wee woman that was running the bar, the man me and Linda would get into, would only get in for one drink right enough, then we'd have to go to the next one. We'd do a wee run, then we'd come back for another one. And she was wanting photos at the end, and John and his cousin came with us, and they took us up to the place, and they fucking knew him as well, and they're like, how do you know these two? And then they wanted me and Linda's full story, and they're all, the full pub's cuddling us and that, we're walking out with the wee woman and all that, waving cheerioties and that. Fucking unbelievable, what a place. So we ends up getting the bus from there to San Sebastian, which was about an hour and a half on the coast road. And San Sebastian is beautiful, but I was kind of glad that Linda kind of got it as well, because see, San Sebastian, it's just all tourists. You know, French, American, English, nothing like Bilbao. So, see, to put the two of them into context, Bilbao is Glasgow and San Sebastian's Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean? It's like beautiful to look at, but it's kind of overran with tourists, and you can kind of tell the locals are a wee bit like, obviously it brings plenty of money to them, but it's kind of losing a bit of its authenticity, if you know what I mean, because it's just fucking tourists everywhere, where you don't see that in Bilbao at all. So that was quite good. So Bilbao all the way.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Great times, man. You don't forget that fucking trip in a hurry, will you?
No, not at all, mate. It's stuff I learned. See about all the legends and all that, like Basque legends, and the way they've got to their history, and even they don't know where their language came from. You know, and do you know they've actually had to see all the kids get taught Euskara at school now? They've had to make an official Euskara language, because all the villages spoke a different dialect of it, but they've actually made an official one now. Whereas a lot of villages will still speak their own dialect, but there is now like an official Euskara language, because there wasn't really an official one before, because they all speak their own one, and it's got no relation to any other language on the planet. It's so weird a place, but you understand it. You kind of can understand. But the point I was getting to, I was kind of getting off topic there. See, when we came out of Mendata, there was these massive, big stone pillars, like 250 feet in the sky, 6 of them next to each other. I was like, John, what's that? He says, well, that's where they were building a high-speed train for Bilbao to get through the villages all the way to San Sebastian.
Oh, Jason just muted himself.
Can't unmute him there, can you?
Nah, he's going to do it himself. Jason, you just muted yourself there. He's dead, man.
I muted myself and I knocked him off because I was calling the wheel ladder.
So you'd done it, you fucking rat. He was going good guns, yeah.
Unless you want me to hear me shouting at my fucking 8-year-old.
Why not?
Well, fair enough. It's happened before.
What are you shouting at him, Marty? Have you seen the state of Celtic's fucking new tunnel? Is that what you're shouting at him?
Did you hear that?
Looks great.
Just enters the...
Not good. Doesn't look good.
It's great, Liam.
You reckon?
Looks great, like the dressing room. Right. So,
would you like
any more for any more?
Would you like me to wrap it up the fuck?
Can you hear me? No, we can't, Jason.
Yep, we can hear you.
No, Jason's saying, can you hear me? And fucking
right.
Unless you want to tell your split story, wrap it up that fuck.
Say that again?
Unless you want to tell your split story.
We'll leave that for another day.
Hard luck, Winslow boy. I did ask.
We'll get to it next time. We'll run out of things to say, but right. So no more for any more. Are we waiting for J-Bo to come back on?
Just need to plug your one-on-ones, please.
Right, on you go.
Go ahead, because you I don't know who the fuck you were talking to, so go ahead.
So the Hingy man's already fucking. The Hearts one's been up since, when was that? Tuesday. So you've got fucking less than 24 hours to get it listened to.
Tomorrow, get it downloaded onto your phone, and if you're on a bus or in a car, listen to it on the way to the game.
Aye, so that was pretty good. I've really struck fucking rang with fucking Hearts. Liam, I think you gave me a guy you worked with.
Yeah, I didn't know him, just a friend of a friend sort of thing.
He was kind of born, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I mean, and then there was another guy, I can't remember who gave me him, and he was fucking, he was just a hun, was he, no? I mean, he's like, oh, actually support the Rangers. People.
Aye, sorry.
There he is.
Back then I was trying to get it back on.
Yeah.
Aye, so I was at that bit, the 6 big pillars, the big stone pillars. And I said to John, what's that? He says, that's where they were building a high-speed train for Bilbao through to the villages. And so there's nothing in the taxi at night. And he says they built part of the railway in ETA, put a stop there. And the local councils backed ETA up because the villagers don't want high-speed trains because they don't want fucking tourists and all that to come there. They like their own life. And so basically, they fucking put a stop to bringing modern fucking technology to bring fucking travel into their fucking towns because they still want to stay rural and they want to keep their life the way they've always had it. Fucking mad.
I like that.
Aye. And you're like, that's absolutely brilliant. Because you ever tell us, see for Bilbao, if you want to drive the coast road to San Sebastian, so you're driving over mountains and everything, at the side of mountains and over mountains, etc. And he says, loads of tourists say we want to see the scenic route. And he says, no, go the motorway. He says, you'll be sick if you drive the coast road. No, we'll drive it. And then he says, they come back into the hotel at midnight after they come back. We took your advice. We drove an hour and a half on the coast road. We were going to be sick because it's so hard to get to that it's unbelievable. See how off the beaten track it is. It's like tiny roads and you are actually going over mountains. That fucking hell. And it would take you from Bilbao to San Sebastian if you went the coast road, if you were battering it, about 4.5 hours. And you can do it in 50 minutes on the motorway. But he says, the Americans no, we want the authentic experience. And he says, I promise you won't like it. He says, it's beautiful to see, but he says, the roads are too bad. And they all end up coming back to him and saying, fucking hell, we to leave that coast road and go back on the motorway.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that these villages want to be isolated. They don't want fucking mass tourism fucking polluting the place. Although with the weather, you would never really get it. You know, the only really folk that like it is the folk for the south of Spain, where they're living in 40-degree heat all summer. That they want a wee bit of respite. But people for the UK and that going there for holidays, you, as I said, that's what Linda says. She says, I'll go back in a minute because it was that good. But she says, if you're going for the weather and that, fuck, you would never go there. You know, so warm Scottish weather.
Jace, just a quick one because Scott was wrapping up there. But which competition are they playing in Europe this year? Did they get any big games?
They go to Istanbul twice. They play Fenerbahce away and Besiktas away. Plus they're away to AS Roma.
Right.
So
okay.
three of their away games, 2 in Istanbul and 1 in Rome. So I tell them, I says to the guys, I says, look, you should look at Istanbul. I says, fantastic.
Yeah, I love that. That was great, man.
Aye.
That was great.
Aye, so
excellent.
I'm not sure of their home games, but that's their away games.
They've got Roma. This is Europa League. They've got Roma, and then they've got Slavia Prague at home. Then they've got Ludogorets away.
That's right.
Elfsborg at home, which should be a. Then you say they've got Fenerbahce, match day 6. They've got Besiktas, match day 7. So 2 trips to fucking Turkey in the bounce, and then they finish off with a home against Victoria Pilsen.
Aye.
That's a decent wee group, man.
Aye. And did you see Real Sociedad drew the Israeli team?
Did they?
They need to go to that. Honest to God, they can't be allowed to travel. See their fans.
Well,
honest,
we'll get killed.
So see on that subject, Jason, right, or Marty, whatever. So see, did Belgium not play Israel in the week there, and they had to play behind closed doors, even though Belgium were at home?
Did they not play it somewhere else? Did they not play in Poland or something?
Yeah. What the fuck is that all about?
I didn't understand that either.
Exactly.
Just get them to fuck.
Rank hypocrisy. They shouldn't be playing in UEFA anyway. Should be fucked out.
I know. But it's like, you're right. If Belgium draw them at home, you need to come to Belgium. You know,
exactly.
Simple as that. You know, if you can't come, then forfeit the game.
So you said Israeli teams based in Tel Aviv that are playing in Europe this year.
So who is the Israeli team that's drew Real Sociedad away?
I'll tell you the name.
Maccabi Tel Aviv must be.
So they play Nice, they play Anderlecht, they've got Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Aye. So
where is it?
See, it's in San Sebastian.
Oh, right, okay, right.
I mean,
no, it's no. 24th of October. It's in Israel. Aye.
You're joking. I was sure it was in San Sebastian. No,
listen, it's right in front of me here, bro.
Oh, right, I've got it wrong then. Oh, Jesus, because I thought they were going there, because I tell you one thing, if any Israeli team had to go to the Basque Country, Jesus, I have never seen their Palestinian flags in my life anywhere.
They've got Ajax.
Oh, fuck.
They've got Ajax and Lazio. Fuck's sake, man.
I know. Aye, that should be enough. But see, honestly, see the Basque Country. See the wee villages you get through. Like, I sent the photos to you when we're in that wee village Bolivar, population about 1,000, right? There must have been 50 Palestinian flags flying to balconies. Everywhere you go, everywhere, there's got Palestinian flags hanging at the balconies. Everywhere. I mean, there was nowhere we went in the Basque Country that within 2 minutes you didn't see a Palestinian flag. Unbelievable. Everywhere. It just absolutely. You seen the one I sent you for Plencia? It's wrote on the seawall, Viva Palestina. It's just like everywhere. It's just unbelievable. It must be the only non-Muslim country in the world that is 100% supportive of Palestine. It's unbelievable to see. And
Yeah.
I wore that the Green Brigade Primal Scream top to the athletic club game. See, after the game, everybody came up to me, where did you get that? Where can I buy it? I says, I was sold out, mate. And normally I would just give it away, but I'm like, I'm not giving this away because you can't buy them anywhere, you know. And everybody was wanting to ask me.
Jason, just finish off. I'll ask you after. That's fine.
On you go.
Just a slight tangent. I went to that charity game last week in Manchester, and I had the Athletic Celtic T-shirt that I think you must have got them sorted out. And about 3 people asked me where they were from, and I didn't know where you'd got. I don't know. Was it CS Terraces you got them from, or something?
Aye, for Craig. Aye,
right.
Craig.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought. I said to a few people, so a few people liked it.
And then when we were watching the game in Barnagresco, the Green Brigade had an arena. They were flying at the full game, and they were everybody in the pub. Check it, look. Arena.
Yeah.
Aye.
Fucking great.
So, they were all going after them. I'm like, fucking magic. But unbelievable. And just like the as I say, walking down the street, me in London, the fucking Tuesday night or whatever, gang of kids walking up towards us, wee guy with I don't know, it's like the Craig Burley Celtic part, the one with the big Umbro in the middle. You know, the one with the...
Yeah, that's right.
The sponsor was Umbro in the middle of it.
We won the league with it.
Aye, that one. So wee guys walking towards me, and Linda's like, boy's got a Celtic tattoo. I was like, Celtic? He's like, he came out. Linda's like, show me your tattoo. And they're all like, fucking hell, photo. They're all running about me. Celtic. Fucking Tuesday night in Bilbao, wee guys at 17-year-old all chanting Celtic. You're like, fucking amazing, man. And just the usual again, although there wasn't many people about, just randoms walking by you with Celtic shirts on, walking to the game. You know, you're just like, and you shout out Celtic to them, they're looking at you, what's he on about? You know, it's just like a natural thing that they just wear Celtic shirts.
I love that when I went with you in January. Just honestly, the amount of people just fist pumping to you and hugging you and everything else, man, it was just amazing. Never seen a welcome like it.
Aye, superb.
I've got another one to bring up that I forgot to mention. What do you make of this fucking VAR fucking show on YouTube? Did you watch it?
Did I fuck?
Not yet. I will.
I watched it, man. I'll give you the due. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how it goes. Huh?
They're really calm and admitting they were wrong. So that's all I want to hear. We'll be wrong. You'll be wrong again next week, so don't be worried about it. Fucking cons.
Well, Brendan Rodgers was quite complimentary of it.
I've got to say, I thought it was all right. I don't know what difference it's going to make. Man, if it's highlighting that they're making mistakes and then they're kind of getting away and working on it, then I don't know. I don't see it as a bad thing.
Do you know? I think, right? See, don't know if this is controversial or no, but do you know? I think this season VAR has been a lot better than it has been in previous seasons. There's less stoppages.
It's been a lot less, hasn't it? It's been a lot less involved, which is a good thing.
Aye, because when you go to watch games in La Liga, like Athletic get a goal chopped off in the first couple of minutes of the second half against Atletico Madrid, they're offside. And the only time, to my knowledge, that VAR gets involved over there is for offside. It doesn't really get involved in anything else. There is no stoppages at all apart from offsides, where it goes for a check when a goal gets scored.
And the thing is, obviously, you've seen this now, this new technology where they can do offside, you know, without using VAR. You know, just use the technology to see, to measure it all. So that if they get that introduced over there, it'll be almost never seen with a bit of luck.
Aye. And to me, it's a good, because you know yourself, see for the past few seasons in Scotland, I mean, I would go down to Liverpool and Everton game, and there'd be very, very little stoppages. And you would only realise when you're walking out the game, you're like, yeah, man, that game hardly get fucking stopped there. But when you're at games in Scotland, it's fucking stopped for 2 and 3 minutes. A load of shite, and you're like, fuck's sake. And they still get it wrong, but it seems to be less and less, and they seem to be giving less penalties away for fucking dolly, fucking handballs in the box, which is good.
Yeah, it was interesting to see off that VAR video. I've not watched it, but I've seen the clip of the penalty we never got against Kilmarnock, first game of the season. And the boy on VAR saying the goalie just stands his ground. He's just standing his ground. The goalie fucking moved about 10 yards towards Kyogo and clattered him. For fuck's sake. Is it Greg Aitken? It's a bit dodgy, isn't it?
So we're here now. We're here. These are fucking
questionable background, should we say?
I'm still reckoning our offside goal kill was offside goal, wasn't offside.
Yeah, he said last week on the or whenever, Jason. I listened to a couple of Rangers podcasts, and all of them have said the same, that they felt it was a goal, even with the VAR, the replays and whatever. And it was too close. It was too close to call, man. Dodgy angle and dodgy parts of the body they were pulling the lines from as well. Very suspect.
Aye.
But it's good. It's good in a way that you can say, they've been bleating about these last few games, haven't they? Getting goals chopped off. So it was good that we can give one away and then still pump them 3-0.
Aye, definitely.
Take that out of the equation.
And it was. I mean, I know you said Scott Celtic didn't play well and played just within ourselves, but were a far better team. I thought we did play really well, and I thought some of the football was excellent. But
yeah. I think what I said was, and Scott said similar at the start, mate. I said it was the least best we've played all season. We were still good in lots of spells.
I'm not saying we were bad.
It's the least best of all the games so far, because all the other games have been 90-minute performances where we were a bit in and out in that game at times.
A wee bit, but you look at some of the chances we missed and a couple of saves that he made, stuff like that. We missed a couple of dolly ones, and obviously with the offside goal as well. It could easily have been 6 or 7.
It wasn't a negative, but we were better in all the other games before that in the league. We were better over the whole 90 minutes non-stop. That's the point I was making. So it was like we could have been, we were very good without being brilliant, as in other games.
Oh, Higgins, no doom and gloom. Fuck you.
Aye. on the doom and gloom thing, right, one thing I was wanting to bring up, right, is anybody slightly concerned that Adam Eder isn't kind of living up to what we spoke about? No.
Absolutely not in the slightest.
Not 1%.
Right, okay.
I thought against St Mirren I know I was on that pod, but I thought he was really good that game apart from his finishing. I thought and Scott, I think you made this point, I thought his running, his moves, his physicality was excellent in that game. He didn't have his shooting boots on.
Aye, his left peg didn't look up too much, didn't it? No.
But the thing is, what did we know what he was? We knew he was potential. We knew he was raw. I'm not here to make excuses for him, right? Because there's going to come a point where he's going to need to do what he done for his last season. But the fact is, we've brought him in and we're allowing him to fucking adjust. We're allowing him to fucking make his permanent move up the road to settle himself down. There'll come a point where the expectations will start getting a wee bit heavier on him. But right now, even if he doesn't hit the ground running, you've even got guys at Maeda who can float in there and cover it up. He's a young guy. He showed us what potential he's got. I would say the way I look at it, we paid £4 million, £3 million for Adam Eder, the player. And everything else that we've paid is paid for potential. And I think that's where people have got to respect. And I think Engels is the same. Engels is probably not a fucking £11 million player, but we are paying for potential. And the great thing is we're in a position to allow him. We're not relying on him now, which is great. It just lets him come in and lets him get himself settled. Because let's be honest with it, the summer wasn't fucking easy for him. Every question, are you going to Glasgow? And he's going, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? If the rumours are true, once we sent him back down the road, he wanted 50 million for him. I mean, we're not going to try that.
See if Kyogo keeps him on the bench most of the season, I'll be delighted because it means Kyogo's smashing him in left, right, and centre. That's
it's
the
exact same thing as Bernardo. Yeah. I'm not worrying about it, Jason. I'm really not worrying about it at all. It kind of goes back to the Engels chat we had earlier on. Do you remember when we signed Big Hartson and we challenged Hartson to go and get a jersey? And the big man played that well that Martin O'Neill fucking made a position for him. Do you know what I mean? And you never know. We never know in time. We're in a good position now. We don't need Eder. So Eder can settle he can relax, he can get himself in. The pressure's no fucking. I mean, you think of some of the pressure that Celtic have put on strikers who weren't good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like, do you remember when we signed Pookie and all that, and we signed Skepovic? Guys who just weren't good enough for what we wanted, and we needed them to score. We needed them.
Aye.
I don't think. Maybe I'll agree with you. Right now, I'm very calm about the whole situation.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
The point is, Eda's proven already. He's done it. He's proven himself last season. This is just him setting himself back in. So I think he's already established what he can do, and he's shown it.
No. I'm just kind of putting it out there because I don't think he's done great, but he's obviously had one start against St Mirren. Yeah. But I don't think he's done great.
The St Mirren game, Jason.
Aye.
The St Mirren game, I thought he was really, really important for the opening goal.
Aye, he was.
Brilliant.
He was. It was just like he's shooting boots, as Liam said. His shooting boots weren't they on, and it's like, but that'll come. But no, I'm more than happy with the kid, you know. And as I say, it is like a work in progress. But as I say, tomorrow Kyogo will hopefully start, and then within 60 minutes he'll get a run out, and hopefully he can maybe bag a couple of goals and get himself up and running. But I do think, see for like quite a few away games this season, I have got a feeling that Rodgers will use them.
Yeah.
You know, see when we're playing Paradise, we're playing at Aberdeen, stuff like that. Aye, Kilmarnock, you know, he's done it before at Kilmarnock, but I could see in Motherwell and all, I could see Rodgers using them and keeping Kyogo on the bench. You know, because when you're playing an away game and it's a tighter defence, etc., you need a bit of kind of hustle and bustle. And Kyogo hasn't been great away from home. He's goal scored. He's still been playing great, but his goal scoring record away from home. But I think Big Ed will play an important role. And I'm not kind of worried, but I just don't think he's been great at the start of the season. Small
we're definitely not lying to ourselves and saying he's been fucking brilliant and you're wrong. No. I mean, your eyes will be deceiving you. He's no fucking hit the ground running. Again, I'll go back to Hartson. I mean, remember that fucking story I tell you about Hartson? That he didn't score his first goal till October. You know what I mean? And you think of the goals, and I didn't like him, and he scored a hat trick, and that was him. Boom, he was off and running. But I'll tell you what was interesting. We were talking about the Hunt chat, and I meant to bring it up at the time. So I think it was Monday. I stuck it on. I was doing something, and I just stuck the game on, and I had a fresh look at it. And I'll tell you, see, we Kyogo dropping deep. Totally fucking killed their defence. They see how many times they just let him go, and like if somebody spoke to him there, he could have turned and hit a shot. See that goal he scored? I know you're saying the goalkeeper's position is bad, of course it was, but that was because Kyogo was dropping deep. There was a point he was dropping deep, and CCV was running through, and CCV could have played him into the goal. It was
talking about that last week, for fuck's sake, I know. And that's the sort of thing too.
It was quite mad.
But the other thing was, Scott, that I mentioned last week was Roger said it in his interview when they were saying, what now? And he says, no, we'll go away and we'll look at the game again. We'll watch and see if we can improve, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I said last week. That's the sort of shit that you're hoping for. That he's sitting with Carter Vickers going, lift your fucking head.
Lift your head,
have a look around you. Don't just accept the ball. And like, we've got players here who can really make a difference, but you got to feed them and you're part of the team. You know, it's almost like a total football Ajax sort of a thing, you know.
I think that's kind of Rodgers that's what he kind of wants for the team. He wants them to be interchangeable. You know, he doesn't want the defenders to just defend, the midfielders just to keep the middle of the park, and the forwards to score goals. He's wanting the movement of the team, and whenever he's interchangeable, then the opposition are fucking all over the shop. And I fully believe that although Rodgers looks at who we play and he'll set the team up, I fully believe that we're at the stage now in Scottish football that he just lets them worry about us. We go out with our game plan and let them worry about us. Yeah, I just think we're in magnificent form at the minute, and we're in total control. And I don't see it letting up. And I just think tomorrow, we'll have. It's kind of the worst possible game Naismith could have with the run that they're on, and their kind of confidence is fucking rock bottom. and we could absolutely fucking belter them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Early goal. I think that's what happened. See if you watch the press conference today, Rodgers is back to his peak form, man. He's absolutely buzzing. He's in complete control of everything. It's good.
Aye.
Good to see him like that.
Peak Brandy.
Yeah, and totally, man. Totally. And don't forget, he was gushing about McGregor. He's like, "Do you see how good he's looking? He's had 2 or 3 days off. Look at him. He looks magnificent." Thought he was going to start crying at one point. So McGregor's getting that rest he's never had before for Celtic. International break. So could be big.
Totally.
Any more for any more?
No, that's me.
Sheffield United, a wee win tonight. I've got them at 14-1 to win that championship. Big Pat put me onto them. And 40, because they had the point deduction as well. They're fucking flying in that championship.
Do you know?
So,
that's just reminded me of one thing. And don't have to talk about it now, Scott. But you listen to Open Goal. Fucking, how did Oliver McBurney end up at Las Palmas?
Las Palmas.
Playing against Real Madrid and fucking bossing it against them.
I'll tell you what was really interesting what he says. He was saying about his game. I think Ferry actually spoke about it when he spoke to him. He says, everybody thinks I'm a pure big long ball merchant, but that's just how Sheffield United wanted me to play. Do you know what I mean? That's know how I play. I mean, I'll be honest, I still think he's a stinking hun, but that's the goal.
Me too, totally. him and McKenna in a team that held Real Madrid 1-1 at the start of the season. It's incredible, isn't it?
Good times.
Incredible, man. So
incredible. So what's the score predictions for Nora?
4-0.
Yeah, 4 for me.
I'll go 5.
No, it's brilliant here for you, right?
The only
I've
thing
got a wee soundboard here, right? And I've got 3 things on it, and you can't hear it. And I don't know why you can't hear it, but everybody else can hear it. So I'll play this one.
Hold on.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Aye.
What about this one?
Wrap it up, the fuck.
I thought that was Marty saying that.
Anyway, what was I going to say? The only problem will be if they just park the bus. Do you know what I mean? If they just put all 11 players back in the...
You think so?
I wouldn't put it past them because they're in such bad nick. Do you know what I mean? And that would be the only thing. If they do that, you'd be happy enough with any sort of a win. 1-0, it's great. But if they come out and champion football, we should destroy them.
Right, they're definitely not going to come out and try and play us, right? They're definitely no. So they're going to have to do something. Shankland has got a good record against us. And I think that 2-0 game, because to the boys who have listened to my Room 1-on-1, he just kept coming back to that game and kept coming back to we beat you 2-0, beat you 2-0. And everybody knew that game was a fucking oddity, do you know what I mean? So yeah. I think I think they'll be using that in the dress. Remember, lads, we came here last year, we won 2-0. So I don't think they're going to sit in. But even if they sit in, if we can get ourselves a fucking goal, then it's party time because it won't be something.
Yeah, and that cunt was at his Christmas party anyway, wasn't he? At the game.
Exactly, having his pals.
You know, Scott, it was funny. I think you're brilliant at these one-on-ones. I've said it many, many times, but it felt like you were dancing around a little bit at the start. Kind of, it felt a little bit awkward because it was maybe a Hearts fan, I don't know, but it just come across a little bit like that.
In terms of what?
Just like you were trying to be nice, but trying to not have a dig, but just kind of, I don't know, just... I think you're dead natural with all the other ones, but it was just kind of like, I think you said something like, obviously we're not the best of pals or whatever sort of thing, but it just felt a little bit like a bit of a dance at the start there, but it was fine once you got into it. So, and he was all right when he was a nice enough guy.
He seemed all right. He seemed all right. He seemed like a proper fucking jamboro. So,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't see there's any love lost between us. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So that was good. He liked the chat as well, didn't he?
He could fucking talk. You were asking about the thingy one, the Slovan Bratislava one. Jason, I presume you've not listened to it, Jason?
No, yet, no, but is it up today?
Aye. We're up last night, but the wee guy, he finished it off and he was asking, so he's coming off of the game, him and his pals. Says about 500 more, so I'm now going to go and meet him for a pint. But he was like, so what's Glasgow like and all that? I mean, if you get hooligans running about, will we get attacked? And I was like, mate, go into bars, any boozer, you'll be fine. He says, I mean, if you want to come off for a fight, you can get a fight, but if you are coming on to support your team, you'll be like heroes. And he says, well, so can I wear my colours? And I was like, you wear your scarf and your colours, and you'll get to a Celtic bar, and people will buy you a pint. And he was like, really? Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I bet he was a cracking guy. He was a really great guy, man. He absolutely adores his team. It was really nice. He seems to be a wee bit more down on the team because he thinks they've done super well, but he thinks it's going to be super hard for them. But a load of the other fans that have been in contact getting to him are all mega confident. They all think they've been undervalued and they're a great football team and all that. And we'll see.
I think the one thing I found a bit odd, Scott, I thought he got really quite excited about Art Media beating us 5-0, which was odd because it's kind of like a rival for a minute. And he almost said us at one point, but then kind of switched away from that. That was quite funny.
And Art Media is still going. Because he called him a different name, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like FC Petralska. That's what they're called now, but they used to be Art Media.
Yeah, when we played them.
He kept saying that, and I had to Google it, and then I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to leave it. Because
Did they go into anything about? I listened to the tomorrow morning, Scott, about walking the dog. But see, did they get into anything about the Czech Republic and names splitting up a bit?
No.
Their league or anything like that? No.
It was 34, I think. Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't going to. I touched on it at the beginning. I kind of says, do you know what I mean? So by that point, it was no, but it was body deep in the team. That I mean, you could tell he absolutely loved the team. He was saying about how his missus says, I think you love the team more than you love me, and he's sitting there going, yep. I mean,
did Lubo get a mention?
No, he did not. No. In fact, I'll tell you who got a mention. Well. Stan Varga for Marty.
What the fuck?
So there you go. I mean, so that team he's talking about, right? That Petras Alka, they were renamed Art Media Bratislava in 2004. So we played them, 2005?
Yep.
Right? And they were renamed Art Media Petralska in 2007. And then they were renamed MFK Petralska in 2009. Fuck's sake, you know what I mean?
Fucking why?
I don't know. I need to. I'll find out, Marty. I'll let you know.
No, here, no, there's no even bar. Fuck me.
I love you, mate.
Scott, where are you meeting him in town somewhere?
I don't know yet. I tell him to take because I wasn't going to bother going out. And then he said to us, aye. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go and meet him for a couple of pints. And I'll walk him up the game and then just head up the road afterwards.
Is he coming on his fucking Jackson, Scott?
No. Him and a few of the boys that did the podcast. So I think there's a few of them. But he did seem like, I'm presuming he's not coming on to fucking battle people. He was kind of going, will we be okay in Glasgow? And I was going, mate, I'm telling you, you can go anywhere and they'll lap you up. Because you know yourselves, innit? Glasgow loves fucking foreign type folks.
Get him up the gaggle gate, he'll be soon.
But what's fucking left there? I was actually going to say to him, we go to lunches.
I mean, the thing is, if you come to Glasgow as a away team and you're not looking for any trouble when you beat a colour zone and you get into the local boozers, everybody will be the most welcoming you've got. Do you know what I mean? People buy you drink and everything, just like, aye. And just like we would expect out there. And it's like, if you come mob-handed and you're looking for bother, like Ajax and stuff like that, but even at that, you would get Ajax fans that wouldn't be with the nutters, that would be in boozers, and they would get no hassle whatsoever. You know, there's no like, totally. And as I say, Slovan Bratislava haven't been known for their fucking rampant hooligan mobs rampaging through Europe. So I'm pretty sure the guys will be absolutely sound as a pound. And as you say, it's nice to be nice. And if they all come out and they're just there for a good time and they're not out to cause any bother,
no, the irony, Jabo,
best away day.
No, the irony is, Jabo, it would have probably been a good trip, but
Here, Bratislava apparently is a fucking smashing place.
That would have been one I would have went to. That would have been amazing. Yep. Bruges, I've heard good things about that, but Belgium, to be honest with you, I've had enough of it. I mean, I watched this podcaster guy, he's an American guy, I can't mind his name. He travels all over the world. He's quite fascinating. And the one popped up the night. I was looking through YouTube, and he popped up, and Liam, it was right funny. And he's like, I'm in the dodgiest city in Europe. And he turned round about, and I'm like, I know exactly where he's standing. Yeah. And he was in Brussels, at that bit where me and you walked to that train station. We walked into that area. Fucking dodgy as fuck.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And he's like, he says, I've been all over Europe, Eastern Europe included, and he says, this is without a doubt the fucking dodgiest place I've ever been in. And he says, give it time. So I only watched the first 5 minutes, but it was fucking honking, wasn't it, Liam? Me and you were there for about 4 or 5 hours, and it was
because even similar parts of Berlin to that was nothing like that. It didn't feel anywhere near as shady as that at all.
No, not at all. And we got off at that main bus station, and it's next to the main train station, and he's like, "This is outside the main train station." It's like a war-torn place.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I mean, you talk about Bruges. Bruges is like, it's a fairy tale town, isn't it?
It's meant to be beautiful.
Like the bit we saw.
No, the team, the place is Bruges. The team is Brugge.
That's what I fucking said.
Oh, I know, I'm just clarifying, Marty boy.
Sweet.
The Anderlecht fans, they in Brussels they speak French, don't they? But in Bruges they speak Flemish, I believe.
I thought they all spoke. It's like German, Dutch, and fucking French. No, all standard everywhere.
They probably speak everything.
But Flemish is very similar to Dutch. I wouldn't be disrespectful and say it's like a Dutch dialect, but it's their own language. But a wee mate of mine, Marty, used to work for British Midlands. No, Redondo, and he used to work. So wherever he worked, right, it's a weird thing because they've got a language there, Walunder. Right?
The Wallons.
So there's 3 languages: Walunder, Flemish, and French. I think are the main languages in Belgium. And where he lived, they spoke a different language for where he worked. So I don't know whether it was Flemish and Walunder, or it was French and Walunder, or French and Flemish. But anyway, where he lived, when he went for a pint round about where he lived, they all spoke a language. And then when he went to work, they all spoke a different language.
It's like a fucking sort of a... I'm not sure it's Belgium have like a sort of a fucking Good Friday Agreement type thing. They've got them cantons, don't they? They're like they're really split, between the Wallons and the fucking Flemish and everywhere else. So they had to have like a political agreement to get it squared up.
Yeah. Aye, because years ago Belgium probably wouldn't have been a country, and it was different provinces or whatever. Aye. Yeah. And I always remember when we played. You don't realise it all, but Sweden, when we played Helsingborg, they came to Celtic Park and there wasn't any Swedish flags. It was all the Swedish, the same design as the Swedish flag, but it was red with a yellow cross. So that must be their area of Sweden, that they don't class themselves as Swedish. Because I always remember when Helsingborg came, they didn't have any Swedish flags. It was all that red with yellow, and I didn't really look into it too much, but obviously there must be a kind of split there in Sweden as well. So it just goes, everywhere you go, these countries have been formed, but certain areas want to be kind of...
I was in Brussels. I was in Brussels with the boys when we played Anderlecht, and we were fucking... We came off a train, and we're at the main train station you're talking about, and we're fucking up a set of escalators. We're doing an escalator, we're trying to get across this fucking... cracking up. Now, I mean, we've been walking for about 25 minutes in this fucking train station, and there's this wee fucking selling taps on this wee old guy, I'm at the front, I'm fucking storming away, and the wee old guys stood at the top of this stair, and I'm going to fucking, we'll go to the top of the stair, and the old guy said to me, Celtic, Celtic, and I was like, aye, fucking Celtic, my man, and I just kept walking, and he said to my next mate, Celtic, Celtic, and Martin Kearney said to him, yes, we are Celtic fans. He's like, oh, Celtic, the great Glasgow Celtic. What is Jimmy Johnson doing now? And we're like, oh, Jimmy Johnson's just sitting in the house. And he's like, Jimmy Johnson sitting in the house spanking the monkey.
Spanking the monkey, that's it.
Fucking near fell down the stair, man.
Here, Anderlecht was also Anderlecht was also the scene of the famous Nelson Mandela story.
What was that one?
Oh, fuck, aye. What's that? I thought that was a Hingy story.
Well,
was it
there's another one, but I can't tell that one. The belly button one, I'm not ready to fucking tell that one. But there was some fucking Celtic fan into one of the.
I thought that was Amsterdam, Marty.
Oh, I thought it was Anderlecht, wasn't it? Maybe you're right. The belly button one was definitely Anderlecht, but I can't tell them. But anyway, I'll tell the fucking story anyway. If it's Amsterdam or fucking Anderlecht or whatever the fuck it was thing, one of the fellas went into one of the fucking windows for a good time, and he couldn't fucking he was obviously full and he couldn't raise to the occasion, so he was trying to fucking coax the lady to help him along. You know, can you do this and can you do that? And she's going, right. And he says, if you have any music, even for the atmosphere or something. And she was going, oh, I have no music. So he says, one of his mates is waiting outside on your heard your woman going, free Nelson Mandela. Extracurricular activities. Fucking hell. Right, definitely wrap this up the fuck, because I can't even hear what you're doing.
I think we're done.
Well,
get her wrapped.
Anybody else for anything else?
Oh, fuck me.
No.
Right, man. Okay. We'll call it on that, man. Well, thanks everybody for listening. I dare say we'll be back next Friday. Liam, have you got any funerals planned?
I'm in Lisbon, mate, for the third time.
Oh, you're in Lisbon. Are you going to call in? Are you going to call in like J-Bo did?
I might do, mate. I might do, see.
I've called into Lisbon before. I mind the time we went to Benfica.
I was with you. I was with you.
Aye, so you were, aye.
In the hotel.
Yeah, you see, for all your call-ins, the day Harper phoned in for his fucking office party. Remember that, man?
For fuck's sake,
gibberish. He was talking gibberish.
And we've got to give a special shout out to Harper. Biarritz, the gateway to the world.
Gateway to the world.
Fucking 7 flights a day go to the place. It's fucking named in it. Honestly, God. And do you know what? Right, here's the mad thing. The couple who met in Barnagresco, they hadn't even booked anywhere. But I was saying, when you get back, and I said, Biarritz a week on Thursday. I says, I'm a week on Thursday as well. She says, all right. Same flight on the way back. And I was like, all right. So they'd never been in Bilbao before, but she's fucking love it here. We're going to stay another night here. So I said to him on the flight, so what did you end up doing? So we stayed in Bilbao and we went to San Sebastian. And then we crossed into the French side of the Basque Country, and St. John de Luz, Biarritz. They went to Lourdes as well, and then they come back down. And I said, so what did you think? She says, fucking wish we'd stayed in Bilbao. Because they said, as soon as you cross that border, you're fucking paying €1.80 for a glass of wine. As soon as you cross that border, fucking €5-6 for a glass of wine. And you say to yourself, why would you do that? Why would you not just fucking go fucking 20 miles down the road? And it's fucking stunning. And it's the same shite weather. Because when you go to Biarritz, they've got the same, but no as bad. It's 20 miles up the road, so you've more chance of a bit of sun. Fucking why would you sit there and pay fucking €6 for a glass of wine when you can go 20 miles down the road?
It's for boring fucking cunts to say, oh, I spent the summer in Biarritz.
Aye.
That's fucking me. Big shout out to Johnny Kenny the night too for Shamrock Rovers, who scored twice. They beat Sligo 4-0.
What do you think the script is with him? I think he'll come back at some point, get a goal.
Well, I doubt it very much, but he scored 2 goals in it. And plus here we've announced a fucking or a during the season friendly against Sligo Rovers as well.
Sligo.
A bit of red, where my family come from. God bless them.
Right. That's it. This is your last chance.
No, wrap it up. To fucking fuck.
Well, definitely, right?
Sean's just sent us a link there, right? A Celtic documentary's just come out there now. I'll send you the link.
That came out. That was it. That was the one that. Right. I mean,
They showed a wee snippet the other day.
That's right. That got shown. So it came out. I think it was this morning. It got released on Celtic TV.
This morning?
Has it been? Is somebody cut it and stuck it out for us non-Celtic TV players?
It's on the Daily Motion. I'll send you the link.
Lovely.
Oh, yes. Get it into the group chat there, Jason O'Neill.
That's tomorrow night, 13th. So
there we go.
Oh, happy days.
Here we go.
Right, man. I hope your team win tomorrow. For all the boys traveling from Ireland, fucking happy
Wrap it up, the fuck.
Fingers crossed we're back to normal on the boat shortly. God bless the Celtic. God bless
Double Marty.
Wrap it up, the
fucking Oipa Celtic.
Finish off with a double Marty.
Double Marty. Right, Marty, you see it and I'll see it, right?
Wrap it up, the fuck.
Right, hail, boys. That was brilliant. Right, I'll see you later, team.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. That was